What's up, everybody? A.O. Evans, bring your ass up here front and center. Okay?
Young niggas, I got old cats, spazzing on their ass. I got product on my whole ass. Got my lab one man, pop a nigga like a damn tag. Shopping on their ass. I just bought a new old tag. Yeah, it's so bad. Smoking floppers through a jag. All I smoke is that. Don't you ask me where the pole at? Where your clothes at? Why my nigga? But y'all tripping too, is the truth. Tell my nigga what the hell got into you. Project baby, y'all was skipping all the way. I was scared to school. On my P's and Q's, on them chiggers call me Chiggaboo. Split that concrete, bet you niggas won't come close to street. Pardon me, I don't talk to you, so don't you talk to me. I ain't dissing on nobody, I'm vibing on the beat. Honestly, I'm just trying to be. I just gotta keep trying to get over.
Can I get some purple and black hearts? Can I get some purple and black hearts in the chat?
You go down for me. Too late down for me. Sorry, yeah, I lied to you, but don't you lie to me. It's the Kodak, the finesse kid. What I told the dogs, I'm a healthy kid. I smoke broccoli. I will run around your whole world like my.
Let's get some purple and black hearts in the chat, people. Oh man, the flock said no flocking. Wait a minute. Where's that Texan? 24 points. 24. Can we put 24 up with purple and black hearts? Look at the crowd right there. Man, they gonna fucking drink like a motherfucker downtown. 2 passing touchdowns. 2 rushing touchdowns. Oh, he can't win. He can't win a playoff game at home. Eat a dick. Look at this shit. I'm in the back. Hand me a soda. If I'm there right in the back, hand me a soda.
That's what I smell.
I want you to think about this. C.J. Stroud had no offensive touchdowns.
We gonna come and blow New Jersey up. So hurry up.
Oh, I thought he wasn't quarterbacking. Everybody, put some purple and black hearts and put 24 up. Get off me.
Hey, I just said a stain when they go finesse. I just said a stain for Nico finesse. Got 24 fucking 20 bands. Let's put that shit on the
My
floor.
man had the camera. The lineman had the camera on his ass. Shout out to you, South Florida niggas, boy. Y'all can play some goddamn football. Come on. Just shake your head, shake your shoulders.
Guess what I said?
It's Lamar motherfucking Jackson. Emphasis on the motherfucking. Come on, AL. Mellow on that bitch. Yeah. Come on. Come on, everybody. Oh, look at Hardball. Oh, that motherfucker. He getting loose. He getting loose. Whoa. Whoa. God damn, he getting loose. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Motherfuckers dancing. They dancing on your ass. Oh boy. Oh boy. Boy, boy, boy. 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 When Melo said he had to wear his Lamar jersey, you know that's some shit. He had to wear his damn Ravens jersey for this game. Fuck that. Mm-mm. Baltimore's gonna run wild like Hulkamania, boy. Mm-mm. Oh man, man, man. Where are you, AL? We're waiting for you. You know, don't make me play it. Don't make me play it. Should I play it, Mello? Should I play it, Mello? Rob, should I play it? Should I go old school? I'm gonna play it. Oh my God. Come on, now I'm gonna be ignorant for a second. I'll send you the link to the show. Come on. My man ran to the back, got a soda, came back. You only got one touchdown. Non-offensive touchdown. Whoa, 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 whoa. Wait a minute. We gotta address this in the building. I'm gonna put the link in the chat. We're gonna address this shit real quick. Like, anybody want to come up, Mello, Rob, come the fuck up and tell me what you thought of the game. See, Y'all acting like CJ Stroud was a bum when he's easily the rookie of the year. Oh, look at my man. Look at my man, Likely. You likely gonna get stiffed on. You likely that motherfucker gonna score. What about them angry birds, baby? Them angry motherfucking birds. See, let me put this up. You got a guy who broke the rookie single season record for touchdowns and yards, and he destroyed. I mean, single-handedly dismantled a veteran fucking Cowboys team. Stop it. Oh yeah, we love Super Duper Cal, man. Kyle, man, we love that motherfucker. Kyle Roquan. Oh my god. Oh my god. Here's the link if anybody want to come on the panel right there. That's the link right there that's highlighted. Man, we need somebody to do the Park Heights strut real quick. You know, do the Park Heights struts. Man, it's been 50 years. In the words of it's been 50 long years since Baltimore hosted an AFC championship. Oh, Lord, it's been 50 long years. Mm. And this game proves once again who the fuck else is the MVP of the NFL. Well, he's not quarterbacky enough. See, I'd rather you just say you don't like black quarterbacks. Give the devil his due. Give the devil his due. Lamar, motherfucking Action Jackson. My man ran to the back, got himself a Gatorade and a soda, came back. Man, South Florida must be like fucking that must be like the brother city of like fucking Baltimore, because man, there's a lot of you Florida niggas from the Ravens, man. We loving it. We love y'all motherfuckers, man. Oh, they sick. They sick. Oh, they sick. Oh, and Lamar showed his ass, and everybody was getting scared. They were getting scared. What's up, Mello?
Yo.
What you think about that fucking game?
Man, that's Lamar motherfucking Jackson. Everybody kept saying, oh yeah, the Texans going to beat them because they blew up the Browns. Fuck the Browns. This is the Ravens we talking about.
Man. See, you got to understand this, because I already know you're 20. So you weren't born yet when they won their first title.
Nah.
Let me tell you, I don't like to sound like I'm old, but I'm 21 years older. But I don't look it. That's the most important shit. They literally shut the fucking city down for 3 days just so niggas could party. Nobody went to work. Like, nigga, we party like a motherfucker. See, here's the fucked up part, right? Lamar literally beat them in every aspect you could offensively.
Yeah.
Then on top of that, here's the craziest part. The fucking Texans didn't even have an offensive touchdown. Only because we let the guy ran back.
Only ass fluke ass special teams punt return, which really should have been a touchdown, but it is what it is.
If we would have stopped them there, it would have been 3 to fuck. It would have been worse.
It'd have been 3-31. That shit would have got ugly.
That shit was getting ugly after that second touchdown, man. When it became 10-17, it got ugly.
It got ugly quick. Lamar got mad because Ronnie Stanley bitch ass don't know how to fucking block downfield.
Oh, he blocked that second. He blocked that second rushing touchdown, didn't he?
Yeah, because he on the sideline getting cussed out by Lamar.
Motherfucker.
Nah,
See,
them
that's the
blocked that
thing.
second touchdown too.
That's the thing about it. And did you see that defense? Oh
Yeah,
man, they were
hell yeah,
in
lights
his
out.
ass. They were in his ass.
He couldn't
So
do
don't
shit. I mean, it was a couple fluke plays that they got down the field, a couple fluke first downs they shouldn't have got, but at the end of the day, they played lights out defense.
see. This is what people don't understand. And shout out to my man LaKenzie. You know, my man Mello, my nephew Mello here. He got a thing for dark skinned chicks with big butts and nice ass, right? And nice tits, right? Right.
Right.
This, right. So we're gonna salute LaKenzie for giving the first donation. Tell me when to hit it.
Go ahead, hit it right now.
Just say hit that shit.
Hit that shit, man.
I like it. Oh man, built like everything God wanted her to be. Oh my God, that bitch is built like the land of milk and honey.
Now I got a question. Who would we rather see next week?
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna give you the mentality that I had during the tournaments for wrestling. I know it's not football, but it's still a tournament format, single elimination. When you're on the type of high these Ravens are, you don't give a fuck.
You don't, but at the end of the day, I'd rather see Kansas City over Buffalo. At the end of the day, I still got them winning over anything, but
Yeah,
I still take my chances with Kansas City over Buffalo.
but you want to get Kansas City because Kansas City have been crybabies lately. I didn't see the Dolphins doing too much because if they can't go over top of your head, which they protected very well against, they're not going to get points.
Right. Thing about the
Look at
Ravens, though, the thing that Miami can do that the Ravens can do, they're gonna run the ball down your damn throat.
they're going to run it down. They're going
Whether
to
it's
run it
from
down your.
either Gus or
They're,
Lamar his damn self.
they're going to run it down your throat like that bitch is a throat goat.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
And
I still
see,
rather take
here's
my
the
chances with Kansas City though, because I ain't Stephon
because
Diggs and Josh Allen as Stephon Diggs is a deep threat. I can't take it.
and then here's the crazy part. You saw what happened when Delvin Cook got his feet wet.
Yeah, hell yeah. He got his first carry, he fucking broke it for 20 yards, 25 yards. One touch, 25 yards. That's a crazy
You
stat.
do know there's a heightened possibility that Mandrews might play that next week game.
That's cool. I still
And
keep Likely in and give Likely most of the stats.
likely to get stiffed on. That nigga likely to score.
What boy? I don't know who he was up against early in the game. Who was like third quarter? He
Yeah.
stiff on him, but he pulled his hand down, so he couldn't really get the
Stiffed on,
full stiff on.
stiffed on him. See, people don't know it because I knew exactly what happened. Not only did he stiff arm him, he threw him to the ground like he was a bitch.
He did,
I
but he
mean,
still held on to him though, so I gotta give him that. I can't really
yeah,
talk too much
that's
into
only
it.
you had to because you look like a domestic violence victim. Shit. And here's the part that I think the mentality should be. And this is what I tell anybody I coach. You don't give a fuck. You know why? Because you start zeroing in and praying for somebody, and then guess what happens? People they get bent out of shape if they don't get that one person they want to face. So you want to be ready for anybody and everybody.
Right.
You don't give a fuck. You like, look, one, we got one likely has, you know, put it to you this way. When motherfucker said Andrews was out, I told people early on, y'all haven't seen Isaiah Likely play, have you?
Not Likely a dog. I don't care what nobody say. Shorty tough.
Likely is a motherfucker. And then you got people like Odell and Zay, and you never know when Zay or Odell, Bateman, or Aguilar is gonna go to fuck off. And
Nelly was low key selling. Nelly was
yeah,
selling like a bitch low key.
yeah,
Like
but he
that first run Lamar had when it could have been a touchdown, Nelly missed the
yeah,
whole block. He didn't even want to block him. Like if you would
yeah.
replay that play back,
Yeah.
He went to the side of the defender instead of going straight to him, and Lamar could have followed right behind him, bounced outside for for a touchdown.
Yeah. But
I
look
mean,
what
he made it
happened
up
when
with the receiving touchdown, but even still, bro, we didn't even have to do all that.
he just cussed everybody the fuck out.
He was irritated. I would have did the
Because
same thing.
first of all, this is what you do as a leader. You got to have a little passion, but you have to have logic. And it's a fine line because you want to keep your logic. When
Right.
you got him, baby. Because guess what? If they didn't put the pressure on CJ Stroud, he could have carved you up.
He could have. He was ready to. You could see it in the fucking way he was playing. He had no hesitation to throw the ball down the field.
Yeah. So
He
they
was going to
kept
sling the
pressure.
ball, whether you like it or not.
And that's why sometimes people shout out the what's the CB's name, Olet? That fast motherfucker, boy. You see him on the edge, you better get rid of that shit because he
Nah, for
coming for your
real.
ass.
Short he was getting back there. He couldn't make the play, but he got back there.
But he did it. He did his job. You interrupt, and you fucked up the OODA loop. You fucked up his brain on how to go through the motions.
Yeah.
And once he made them bad throws, guess what? 4th and 8 and punt.
I gotta
And
give it to CJ though. I ain't really lie. He
he's very
stopped. He
poised.
didn't want to get hit. He made sure he threw that motherfucking ball out of bounds. I gotta give it
Yeah,
to him.
yeah. I mean,
He got rid of that motherfucker.
he's very poised for a rookie. Very poised. I mean, we're gonna see him very long. I mean,
Yeah, no
it's
doubt.
it's about time to see the Lamar Jackson era. Like when Brady christened you and say you're next, it's about time.
So
And go ahead.
really, what it is, since he got the approval from Brady, actually, let's be real for a second, right? Lamar wins next week. We go to the Super Bowl. Lamar wins the Super Bowl and gets Super Bowl MVP, right? That makes him 2-time MVP, 1-time Super Bowl MVP, fastest player in 5 years, first 5 years in his career with what was it? What was the stat? 55 plus touchdowns
Yeah,
or 55 plus winning games.
yeah.
The fastest player in NFL
Man,
history.
if he
Bro,
let's say he wins the NFL, let's say he
hold on,
wins the Super
Let me
Bowl.
finish this piece up real quick.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Then we got the most single season rushing leader, broke Michael Vick's record. If Lamar Jackson wins this Super Bowl MVP, he can retire the next day, and he's going to get his golden jacket in the Hall of Fame. You
Of
cannot
course,
debate that.
of course.
And
I
anybody
mean,
who debates that is just delusional as fuck. You just hating on Lamar, just a hater on him.
you're just a hater. You got to recognize greatness. Like people hated on me when I defended Flacco. I said, well, how many motherfuckers beat both Brady and Peyton Manning in a fucking playoff, one whole playoff, and then match a fucking MVP quarterback for 11 touchdowns, no picks, balling, straight balling. I said, you got to think about this, man. When he got his MVP, this was a stacked class of him. His first MVP, there was no questioning very early on who was the MVP of the league. He just took over. This was a stacked class of MVP.
Because who we had in the race, we had Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes, Tua, Tyreek, C-Mac. CJ Stroud was in there for a little bit, but just
DJ
by him being
Stroud
a
for a
rookie,
little
they
bit.
kind of put him down.
Dak
Yeah.
Prescott for a little bit.
Dak Prescott, Brock Purdy.
This was the
It was
most
a stacked
stacked.
MVP race.
This was the most stacked we probably had it in 10 years.
Because if I'm not mistaken, the past 3 years, the MVPs was Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers back to back.
Yeah, that was just it. That was only a 2-horse race.
And the year
And
before that, we had Lamar Jackson.
Lamar just took it over himself. The last 4 games, and remember, the Ravens had the second toughest season out of anybody, maybe the toughest. Because who knew the Dolphins were the Dolphins and who knew and the 49ers were the 49ers?
I mean, everybody
And
knew the 49ers were the 49ers. They've been like that for like 5 years.
yeah, but he didn't just beat them and it was just narrow wins.
Nah, he embarrassed them. He trashed
he
them.
he just exposed, trashed. He took it to him. And for people to constantly tried to deny this. I'd rather motherfuckers just say, I don't like black quarterbacks. That's what it is. He's not quarterbacking.
The fuck
Do
you mean
y'all
he
mind
not
if I?
quarterbacking? He had what 2 games with perfect passer rating this year alone?
He had 3 in his previous MVP. Do you know that he actually had the most touchdowns in his first MVP
Yeah,
passing?
yeah,
He had almost like what 39, 40 touchdowns.
yeah. 35, 35
Yeah,
touchdowns.
yeah. So
35 touchdowns with 11 interceptions.
so we're gonna do this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Remember, you had Tom Brady playing, you had Pat Mahomes playing, you
Josh
had Aaron
Allen.
Rodgers playing, Josh Allen. You had all these powerhouse quarterbacks playing, and he had more touchdowns than any of them passing.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't even say his feet yet. And let's get
His
this.
MVP year, he did have the single season rushing touchdown leader for a quarterback.
Hey, can we?
So,
So can you guys hear me?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I was about to say, yeah. Reason why for me is like why I said 2023 was the best version of Lamar because I think what happened in 2019 was that you know I think what happened is that yeah he won the MVP, but a lot of that was kind of like stat padding in a few games. You know what I mean? Whereas this one is kind of like it's kind of spread out. You know what I mean? It's spread out more evenly because you look at like I think like 2/3 of his touchdown passes he threw came in like 7 games. Whereas if you look at somebody like Aaron Rodgers or Mahomes, they're throwing for like 2 or 3 touchdowns every single game in and game out. You know what I mean? So I think what happened is that he adjusted his play to more so focus on killing people from the pocket and then running as a backup as opposed to using his the threat of the run to open up the passing game. You know what I mean? So and
But
then
here's
in 2019, Josh Allen was still looking terrible. You know what I mean? Like Stephon Diggs wasn't
yeah,
there in Buffalo yet. So
yeah. And you got to remember this, right? If you run it or if you pass it, how many points do you get if you cross that white line?
right, you get 6.
So, how many guys get an MVP with a losing team?
Hardly.
If any. If it's that bad in the league, you got to think about it. There's only like 2 motherfuckers who were MVPs, and they were on the defensive side. It was LT, and what's the dude from the Vikings who was the defensive tackle, the sack
Alan
guy?
Page.
Yeah, he has the
Alan
record for
Page.
the most sacks. Alan Page. The only 2 motherfuckers on the defensive side. And you're telling me, right? When we look at Lamar, and we can't enjoy excellence. He's being criticized, even though Mahomes being exposed when shit don't go his way. They whine about it. And yeah, they whining. That little mulatto motherfucker is whining. Oh well, how many times have plays went your way and you
To be
ain't say
fair,
shit?
if I had a receiver like Kadarius Toney as a quarterback, I'd be whining too.
But to be
I'll be
fair,
whining. I'd
but
be
to be
whining like
fair,
crazy. Yep.
but to be fair, who did Lamar have in 2019?
Mark Andrews.
And who else?
Yeah, I think Mark Andrews and I think like wasn't what you call it? I know Bates wasn't there yet. It's oh yeah, Willie Snead. But he was like
I like
meh. You know, what I mean?
Willie.
He's kinda like a yeah,
I
he was
like
kinda like
Willie, but
meh,
Willie. I like Willie, but
right?
Willie's not a
He's not a
Willie's not
true
a
wide receiver
Willie's
one,
not
yeah.
a he's not a wide receiver one. I mean, think about it. What if you would have gave Lamar a fucking Anton Bolden?
Oh nah, that's dangerous. If you would have gave Lamar Anquan Bolden, a Torrey Smith, a Steve Smith, over with. It wouldn't be
Oh,
no
what if
question.
you would
Like,
have gave him a Dennis Pitta along with Likely and Mark Andrews? They'd have been three-peating this motherfucker. What if you would have had Roquan and Patrick Queen with a fucking Ray Lewis?
hmm But
but to
I
add on
think
to that, what
the
if you
difference
put
between I think the difference though between this playoffs and like his other playoff games is that he really cut down on the turnovers because what he had like three total touchdowns and like no interceptions or like lost fumbles or anything like that. So yeah, it was just a matter of just him not turning the ball over because to be honest, that was why they were losing all those games. It's just him turning the ball over. Once he didn't turn the ball over, as you saw, they blew the Texans out. You know.
Yeah, I gotta say something. Do me a favor, read that out loud, Mello.
What I'm looking at.
The screen.
They don't want
The
Lamar
high.
to be the face of the league. That's why these narratives exist. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Why the fuck? They don't like the
Yeah.
fact that Lamar is such a big of a threat. And
Yeah.
the color of his skin. They want somebody like Brock Purdy to be the next Tom Brady or Patrick Mahomes
Yeah.
if he got more white people in him.
For me, it's
Like
like
he's more closer.
for
You know what I
me
mean?
for me with Lamar, it's like I don't mind his scrambling ability. I just like how this year he focused more so on like killing them from the pocket because to be honest, this is how Jalen Hurts was last year. You know what I mean? He threw for like what 3,700 yards, 22 touchdowns, 6 picks, and then had a bunch of rushing touchdowns and like 700. I think like 8 rushing touchdowns and like 700 something yards on the ground. Like this style of play, 2023 Lamar, this style of play as he's playing right now, this is way more sustainable than the style of play he had in 2019. You know what I mean? Because if you can
You
throw for
also got to think about
3,500
the
plus
offensive
yards, yeah,
coordinator. You remember he had Greg Roman in 2019.
true, true,
Greg Roman is a
Greg
run
Lim-
heavy coach. You feel what I'm saying? Now that he
Greg
got a new
Lim-
yep.
offensive coordinator.
And
Greg
Uh,
and
limit
the
the
fact
fuck
that
out of
Todd,
me, Roman.
yep, and the fact that was it Todd Monken who was in
mhm.
Cleveland in 2019, but Freddie Kitchens didn't want to let him call plays. The fact that Lamar looks as good now, it just shows you how like not to try to sidetrack, man. It just shows you how just Cleveland's just terrible at developing quarterbacks, man. I'm like,
Yeah,
bruh.
yeah, yeah.
I'm looking at Watson, man. He went from like a 104.5 passer rating. His passer rating has dropped down to like 81.7 in like was it 12 games. You got Mayfield, you know what I mean? He left, went to Tampa, you know what I mean? He's balling out right now. It's like, bro, it's not no quote unquote curse. It's like y'all just suck at developing quarterbacks. Like, if you would have taken the time to invest in the pieces around the quarterback like you should have, you would have been fine. Like I kept telling people, like the reason why Lamar keeps winning, they're not just throwing him out there haphazardly. They're investing in the defense. They're investing in special teams. They're investing in the run game, the offensive line. He's not just out there just basically winging it all the time. You know what I mean?
Let's let's
They
let's
put
just
the pieces around him.
let's just shout out the guys who you never thought. I'm gonna tell you two guys on the defense I never thought starting this year. You like where the fuck did we get? Well, three guys, and you're looking like where the fuck did we get these motherfuckers? Number one, Justin Metabike, baby Aaron Donald. He's been eating all season. That motherfucker's been eating.
Yeah, I think he said he's
Number
got
two,
like 13 sacks or something. Yeah.
13 sacks. He leads the league in defensive tackles and sacks. Let's talk about another motherfucker. Are we watching the resurgence of Javion Clowney?
Hell yeah, bro. Like bro. No matter how, it doesn't matter if he gets
That's
there or
another
not.
guy that was with
He's
Cleveland.
causing
Yeah.
motherfucking ruckus in the backfield. He's getting there every play.
He's
Every
getting
fucking
there.
play.
He actually has the most disruptions in the league. And another guy who's been secretly sneaking up there, Cal Van Noy. The nigga was working out and sitting on the couch, and the Ravens gave him a call. And look how instrumental he's been in games. Both him and Cloudy have 9.5 sacks. How do you get the first ever NFL Triple Crown on defense? What did Ray Lewis say to Tyreek Hill? Tyreek was joking with him, like, what if I run you over? He's like, well, you get away with me if you use your speed and angles. But if you try to go hit up, it's going to be a bad day. A bad day. And I mean, you gotta look at the development. You gotta look at the development in the belief. Look at what they did with Likely. And Likely was like, he was patient, sat, And what did he say? Give me a chance. Just throw it my way. He's literally got 5 touchdowns in 5 games. Excuse me, 5 touchdowns in 4 games. This storyline right now for the Baltimore Ravens is that step up. Step up. The next one steps up. Look at Stevenson. Stevenson was literally on the sideline, on the squad. And look how much he filled in for fucking for Humphrey. Yeah, imagine if the Ravens did get the Derrick Henry trade. Would you really want to face him and Gus the Bus? But we kind of made out with fucking Dalvin Cook anyway, so.
I mean, Dalvin only got like what 6 touches this game.
Yeah,
6 touches and only what 4. He got positive yardage out of it. Out of 4 out of the 6 touches was positive yardage.
He got like damn near 40 yards, 45. I mean, that's really, really good for only like a couple of touches.
Right.
And he's really coming back to get his feet wet. Come on.
Remember, he ain't played all this season, so it's you know what I mean.
Well, like I said, like I said before, when people, when going back to the quarterback position, and so, even though y'all know I'm a Browns fan, I was debating with some people on Facebook. I'm like, a lot of people think this elite quarterback play just happens in a vacuum, and like that's not how it works. I mean, look at the Packers. You know what I mean? Like Aaron Rodgers, or should I say Jordan Love, set for 3 years behind Hall of Famer Aaron Rodgers, who set for 3 years behind Hall of Famer Brett Favre. That's the reason why Green Bay's had good to elite quarterback play for like 30 years. Like they don't just throw them out there haphazardly and say, okay, figure it out. Like, no, they invest in the offensive line, they invest in receivers, running backs, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Teams like Cleveland, Carolina, Chicago, they try to like throw shit together haphazardly. You know what I mean? They just believe in just like I said, this they think it's like a shortcut, to a quarterback being good or even great. It's like, no, it's not. It doesn't work like that. Even when it comes to CJ Stroud, I'm like, the Texans, they didn't just throw him out there and say, figure it out. They invested in the defense heavily and made sure that the offensive line was solid at the very least,
Yeah. You got to look at it. You got to look at this, right? It reminds me of like, you remember back in the day, depending on how old you are in the chatting panel, when Jordan came out. And you had a combination of the flash with the physicality. Think about that. You're seeing the evolution of football before your eyes, and they just don't want to admit it. They just don't want to admit it. You can't. You got DBs. You got defensive ends who's running a sub fucking 5. Okay? You got to be able to move in that motherfucking pocket and get the fuck out of it just to save your life. Yep, I'm looking at this Green Bay game. They are marching on these fucking Niners. Niners better fucking shaping up, or it's going to be a long day.
Man, if the Niners get knocked out the playoffs, fuck them. That's easier for the Ravens.
Yeah, I was about to say, but yeah, but you're right. You know what I mean? Like for me, it's like, again, it's just one of those situations where it's like, even if you look at somebody like Patrick Mahomes, I'm like, he's not a complete statue in the pocket. Like he's moving around and moving around. He's moving up. He's moving to the side. He's running around trying to buy time, stuff like that. He's not just sitting there just in the pocket, going down at first contact.
Hey, Gavin, go back in and come back. Go out and come back in, Gavin. Because now let me pull you up. Go out and come back in. You got to realize, look at Chicago. Chicago is one of those fucking meat grinders.
Yep. Because they don't invest in a offensive line or wide receivers enough. Like they don't.
They
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 don't.
have been they have been like the Ravens circa 2012, pre 2012. What happens when you just focus on defense? Yes, back in the day, you can have the 2001 Ravens, and to me, I still think they're the greatest defensive threat that you ever seen in life. But what happens if you just sprinkle a little bit, invest in a, a, a first round wide receiver who can move and who can actually catch the ball? What will happen if you actually get couple of linemen who are experienced? You get a rookie sensation like Linderbaum. What's up, Tyrone Cash? What's up, Mackenzie?
Yeah,
Thanks a
yeah.
lot.
Hey, could you pull up Ed's comment? About like quarterbacks being able to run and stuff.
Which one? This one?
Yeah, yeah. I was about to say, but again, you know what I mean? Like, when people talk about the evolution of the quarterback, I mean, again, it's like it's one of those situations where it's like this idea that like traditional kind of like statue in the pocket, Dan Marino, Peyton Manning, as much as we appreciate them, those days are gone.
No,
Even the
no.
quarterback, even if you're a traditional pocket passer, you got to be able to move around and you got to be able to escape pressure. You know what I mean? Like if you want to know what I'm talking about, look at the Bucks last year. With Tom Brady's last year versus this year with a Baker Mayfield. You know what I mean? They were able to win a few more games just because, even though he's nowhere on the level of somebody like a Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson, he's at the very least able to evade sacks sometimes, and just stay on his feet and look downfield, you know. Whereas, somebody like Tom Brady, he'll try to duck his shoulder to avoid the contact initially. But, if you attack the inside shoulder, he's going down. Simple as that.
Shit, no, he ain't. Nah, Tom Brady had arguably the best pocket presence in the fucking league. Huh?
Yeah. I'm saying, as far as the pocket presence, where like
If
he'll
you got
duck
if
his
you got in
outside
there,
shoulder.
he's taking. If you got in there, he's gonna go down to avoid the hit, which is smart. It's
Exactly.
Yeah,
hard,
it's
but if you
smart, but
come
if
at an
it really come
angle,
down to it for a clutch moment, Tom Brady will get out that sack. We all
if
seen
you
it
if you
happen.
come if you come if you come at an angle, he'll shoulder his way out. But if you come straight at him, nah, he's going down because he knows he doesn't
Exactly,
have speed.
exactly, right. That's what I'm talking about. Yep, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Right. If you come at him at an angle, he can duck that shoulder and scoot up in the pocket to avoid the sack. But if you just come straight at him,
All right.
basically attacking that inside shoulder, yeah, he's going down. You know,
And you got to
so
realize it's like one of the guys who's always been really really good in the pocket historically was like a guy like homeboy from Green Bay. Rogers, even though he wasn't that fast, but he was good at ducking and dodging.
hey, J
Even
Will
fucking
28
Brett
in the
Favre was
chat.
good at ducking and dodging.
Yeah,
But you,
J Will 28 in the chat. Yep, that's what I've been saying. Yep, you're
Yeah,
right. When you talk about Jordan
I'm
Love
thinking,
sitting
sir.
behind Aaron Rodgers for
Huh?
2 years, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's in my book bag.
Yeah, you are absolutely right.
All
That's
right.
what I was saying earlier. That's the reason why teams like the Packers, 49ers, etc., can always turn out good to great quarterbacks, and why places like Carolina, Cleveland, and Chicago are like meat grinders,
well,
because with them they want a quick fix. They want something instant, almost like instant potatoes. They want an instant potatoes type of quarterback. Like, nah, you gotta let this stuff simmer. You gotta invest in the offensive line, invest in the defense to keep the score down. You know what I mean? Tailor your offense around the strengths of the quarterback. Get some solid receivers. Then you drop the quarterback in there.
yeah, you got to
The
develop your guy.
Packers have they have their own way of doing shit with the quarterback. They've been doing it for like 30 years now. They will draft a quarterback high in the first round and let him sit for a year or two. That's
Yeah,
that's a real old school way of doing it. That's how they used to do things in the NFL. They don't really do that no more with these guaranteed contracts and shit. But the Packers, they'll let their quarterback sit for a couple years. Aaron Rodgers sat behind Brett Favre. Jordan Love sat behind Aaron Rodgers. That's why they turn out good quarterbacks
Yep,
You
because
got to
exactly.
they
think
don't
about this.
throw their
You,
number one draft pick, like you said, behind a shitty line out there with with no receivers. They won't do that.
you got to,
Or give them like
you
a
got to,
terrible defense,
Yeah,
you got to,
like Mayfield's time in Cleveland, where the defense was awful. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like Baltimore's defense is top five. Like what? I think they've been top six in points allowed per game every year since they've had a top 10 scoring defense from 2016 to now every year except
We had
2021. All their
we
corners
had a
went down.
top we had a top scoring defense for almost 20 years.
Exactly. Yeah. I think you said like 19 out of 28 years, the Ravens have been top 10 in scoring defense. Yeah.
The reason you can like the Packers, you can let your quarterback sit for 3 years, even if he's a first round draft pick, is because of the rookie salary cap. He's not breaking the bank,
Oh
you know,
man, that's big. What's up,
especially
big?
especially if he's not a top five pick. Because now, what are you paying them? You paying them what, $10 million to sit there and learn while your starting quarterback, like an Aaron Rodgers, he's getting over 100 million. You go ahead, you let him sit and learn, and then when Rodgers gets to a certain age, you can go ahead and trade him or whatever you do, and now you've got like Jordan Love on a prove it deal. 5-year contract. What are you looking at? 4 years plus. Uh, what do they call it? The franchise, not the franchise tag, but the 5th year option.
Yeah, fifth year option, but it could
Yeah,
actually extend.
right. So you can have them sit for 5 years. Matter of fact, you can go ahead and build up the rest of your team right behind him. All right. So by the time he's ready to sign his, multi mega deal, you're already playoff bound. You've got players on, especially a young team like the Packers. You've already got players on team friendly deals. Like prime example, Brock Purdy. He's still playing on a seventh round Mr. Irrelevant contract. He was a game away from the Super Bowl. He's making 600
Yeah.
some $1,000 this
Yeah.
year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yep. And all you guys are mentioning the same things that I've been mentioning, like again, they don't just throw out their quarterbacks there in a haphazard situation. They give them a good defense, good coaching, make sure the offensive line is good, the receivers are good, the run game solid. Then they drop the quarterback in there. You know what I mean? Whereas if you go again, if you look at teams like Carolina, Chicago, Cleveland, either they give them a terrible O line, or if the O line is good, the defense is trash. You know what I mean? So even if the quarterback does play good, you got to every game's basically a shootout. I'm like, you can't do it like that, because if you rely on your quarterback to quote unquote save your franchise, at worst, you're going to be like the Chargers with like Phillip Rivers and Justin Herbert, where they're going to be putting up great stats, but you're still going to be losing and not really go anywhere. Or best case scenario, you're going to be like Drew Brees with the Saints or Peyton Manning with the Colts, which is you're going to be a one-ring wonder, and that one Super Bowl ring you do win is going to be surrounded by a bunch of playoff disappointment. Like, stop acting like defense doesn't matter or that coaching doesn't matter. All these things matter. All these things are vital to a quarterback's success.
Well,
Nephew wanted to let everybody know when he was working for the company, he met Zay Flowers out there. Yeah, that's funny. It's it's funny that you mentioned that, right? About about um about Carolina. This is what I always thought of Carolina, especially since Cam Newton's probably going to make more money doing podcasts and YouTube than football. Eventually, it's going to come down to that. Eventually, it's going to come down to that because of social media and the way it's carrying, and that he knows more. Oh my God, that almost was a pick.
That's why I was
Um,
wait, sorry.
then I'm gonna tell you what Carolina is. Carolina is one of them places they never understood the diamond in the rough. You get what I'm saying? They didn't know what they had with Cam Newton. And this lets you know. And I gotta ask the fellas on the panel, can I be a little sexist for a minute?
Sure,
Go for it.
Are we all in agreement? Can I be
Okay.
sexist?
sure. Go ahead.
This is the reason why I hate bitches in sports conversations. Number one, I don't think bitches should
Oh
talk about
shit.
sport. Ripped out. I don't think bitches
Shit.
should talk about. I don't think bitches should talk about sports, especially ones they never can play. And you really shouldn't talk about athletes who was the rookie of the year and league MVP and also went to a Super Bowl and try
Well,
to
that's
talk about. But then
oh,
again, she has ulterior motives because she hates black men.
well, that's why the Bunny Ruckus she couldn't talk about what he said. She had to personally attack him because she had nothing else to talk about. Because her knowledge base is from a
Limited.
television. That's why people was telling her go back to the kitchen. Go back to the kitchen,
That
Bunny.
shit's freezing.
And I've been tagging her recently on Twitter. She won't respond because she's a fucking coward.
Of course, she's a coward. Think
You know
about
damn well
this,
she ain't
right? You're a female, right? There's very few sports I respect females in it. Like if I'm watching mixed martial arts and Amanda Nunez makes a comment about a certain fighter, you know why I'm gonna listen to Amanda Nunez
Because
because
she actually does the sport.
she not only does the sport, she just retired as the two division champion. She's the only female to be a two division champion. She literally, this is how good Amanda Nunez was. She retired every other champion who held her belt before her single handedly. She retired Ronda Rousey. She retired. She kicked fucking Cyborg out the fucking league. I mean, she was knocking bitches out or submitting them. She out kickboxed a former boxing Hall of Famer, kickboxing Hall of Famer, and soon to be UFC Hall of Famer, Holly Holmes. Y'all didn't know Holly was that good, did y'all?
No.
I would. Holly Holmes is going to end up being in 3 fucking Hall of Fames by the time her career is done. She's already in the boxing Hall of Fame. If she said something, I'm all ears. She has a fucking resume that speaks better than most male athletes. But these bitches, they get on here. I don't know what. If I want to see pretty in sports, I'll look at the cheerleaders. I don't want to see you in the commentating. Bitch, you're boring. You obviously remember when the one chick tried to say something to Michael Strahan that she knew more about football than he did, and he told
Oh
this white
yeah.
bitch,
I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
I
Michael
remember
Strahan's
that.
a fucking Hall of Famer. Get the fuck out of here.
he actually told her, I'm a Super Bowl champion. I'm a Hall of Famer. That's like a housewife telling fucking Ray Lewis, I know how to tackle better than you.
Michael Strahan forgot more football than that bitch will ever fucking learn in her life.
And see, this is the part of the hubris of women.
It's disrespectful.
It gets really disrespectful when I talk. One of my female friends, she's a PE instructor, right? Has a master's in that shit and all that good shit. There's shit that I tell her that she didn't know about. I said, if you want to go to a motherfucker who knows about getting you bigger, stronger, faster, you come to a motherfucker like me. Why? Because I don't do it out of theory, I do it out of practice. If I could still bench press 300 pounds for 10 reps at 41, hell, I could do 400 for reps. And there's certain shit she even bows to my knowledge that I know what I'm talking about. Why is it that you try to dismantle, just like you had the white bitch talk about fucking it's either got to be two types of bitches who always try to discredit athletes, especially black ones. It's the fucking bedwench black chicks with a white husband, or it's the ditzy ass white chicks. I have to give black women this credit. Black women who date fucking black men or marry black men, they will not say shit because they will tell you either I know it or I don't. But them chicks who think they got a white husband or them ditzy white chicks, they will talk all kinds of ignorant shit. Well, I don't think Lamar Jackson's very quarterbacky. You get paid to say the word quarterbacky, bitch. Oh, he's not that quarterbacky. Oh, you mean he's not that? He's too blacky. That's what you meant to say.
Yeah.
Quarter blacky.
Quarter blacky. You know what? Somebody put that in the chat. I'm gonna make T-shirts now. Quarter blacky.
You know, I have to admit.
Well, you know what the narrative is going to be now. Well, he didn't throw for 200 yards.
But he proved me wrong.
But guess what?
He proved me wrong this year.
You don't have to. You don't fucking have to.
What was Lamar's stats at the end of the game? What he was like? He was like 167 with 92 rushing yards.
He had 100. I think I want to say 158 passing. Don't quote me though. And he had 100 even rushing. 11 carries, 100 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns. He carried that fucking team today. Lamar Jackson has carried this franchise since the day they drafted him. And you never hear anybody say that.
Well, I think what happened is that when they replaced Flacco, man, it's like again his scrambling ability extends plays, and it opens up guys like Mark Andrews to get open downfield. Now, I think what happened with this version of Lamar is that kind of think of like 1998 Randall Cunningham, where instead of having to constantly scramble, he's relying more so on his arm, and he's using his legs more so as like a second option. See, that's why I keep trying to say this version of Lamar is way more deadly and far more sustainable. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's because he's more comfortable in his offensive scheme. With Greg Roman had the same formations all 4 years through Lamar's career. Now he got a new head offensive coordinator that's focusing more on a pass-heavy offense, but even still being a run-dominant team. Lamar's a lot more comfortable. He doesn't have to rely on his legs as much. Yeah, he can still use the motherfuckers as we've seen today, but he's more comfortable sitting in the pocket, willing to pass the ball.
And
they got him receivers this year.
And you see the Monken, the offensive coordinator, make halftime adjustments. You never saw that shit from Greg Roman.
Never. Like Todd Monken, like this was definitely a good move from the Ravens this year, hiring Todd Monken as a
and let me just say something real quick, man. Ravens played lights out on fucking defense. They shut the Texans down, man.
They did. They only
shut them all the way down, man.
The defense only let up 3 points.
The only touchdown that was scored was a special teams, not offensive, not even defensive.
It was
a lucky ass special teams bullshit.
That shit was a fluke.
And you telling me, see, this is the one time since probably 2001, that you faced the Ravens team deep in the playoffs, and these motherfuckers got people shook. I want you to realize this. They have people shook. And think about this. You got guys who will shut down. People try to say, well, CJ Stroud, he's a rookie. He doesn't play like one, nigga. Like, shit.
That's like a CJ Stroud playing like a 5-year vet. He shorty tough. It's like fuck him right now because he was playing the Ravens bunch.
Yeah, it's fuck him. I respect his game, but like I told Rob, I said, we all like CJ because he's a brother and he can hum that ball, but fuck him if he play the Ravens. It's Baltimore on top. Mm-mm.
That's what I'm
Just
saying.
That's
from Chicago
true.
to Air.
I don't blame y'all.
There's Baltimore on top. I'm
I mean,
sorry. Give Lamar his motherfucking due. See, a lot of people. I swear to God, man, Green Bay about to get this easy ass fucking. Oh my God, y'all lucky that y'all got that. I'm going to tell you. You look
Not
at
even
Justin Fields.
CBS.
You look at Justin, right? And I'm glad people put Justin in the chat. The Bears have traditionally, and God knows everybody from Chicago or the Illinois area knows the Bears have always thrived off their defense. There's a reason why Urlacher doesn't have a ring, because the Bears never had really a true offense. You can
When
go
has
from refrigerator.
Chicago ever had a fucking credible offense?
You can go back to fucking Refrigerator Perry, Mongo McMichaels. You go to a lot of these motherfuckers, great defenses, top 5 defenses in history. They're up there with the 2000 Ravens, the 85 Bears up there with the 2001 Ravens, the Legion of Boom, the Purple People Eaters. But you never heard it there. And when you go to a game, it's the same thing. I look at mixed martial arts. Who's gonna win? The person with the most fucking weapons. If I take away your defense, what do you have left?
Jack shit.
You know what? Can I say something about the whole Justin Fields situation?
Go ahead.
And all the time he's been there, they never made any effort to give him any type of bona fide offensive weapons. I mean, the Chase Claypool, dude, if the Steelers are getting rid of you, and we know why the Steelers got rid of him because he's a clown. If they're getting rid of you, don't
shit.
take him. Don't take him. Finally, they got him a receiver in Moore, and look at him. He started balling out. Him and Moore started balling out. Komet is a solid tight end, but he's no superstar. The other guy, Mooney, he's more slated for the slot. They need to get him a center, a left tackle, a bona fide running back. You can pick one up. I mean, Jesus, when Jonathan Taylor was requesting a trade, I would have went to go talking to him and talking to the coach instead of trying to talk to the Redskins for a pass rusher. I would have went and got Jonathan Taylor. You got all these wide receivers that are out that are going to be free agents next year. You've got a ton of cap space. You've got a ton of draft picks. Go after Harrison Jr. Go ahead, solidify your offensive line and your little pieces on the defensive line in free agency. Get you a running back. Matter of fact, Derrick Henry, you can get him on the what, $5-7 million deal.
Even though he said he retired, but I guess if the right money comes up, you get unretired real quick, huh?
Right. Like, dude, we don't need you to be the workhorse like you were in Tennessee. We don't need you to carry the team. We just need you to move the pile. Just pick up 3-4 yards when we give you the ball.
And you know, that's a damn shame. That's a damn shame that you couldn't even go to an AFC game. You couldn't even win the AFC game with a Derrick Henry 2,000-yard season. That shows how much your fucking team sucks.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say this. T. Riddler, he said the real test begins next week for the Ravens. You know, they've been saying that shit. You know, they've been saying that shit for the whole fucking season for the Ravens.
Against who? Against who?
Let me explain something to you, right? On paper, Dallas should have.
Kansas City ever beaten the fucking Ravens how they are now. Buffalo damn sure not beating them because once Josh Allen gets punched in his fucking mouth, he's some shit for the rest of the game. That's how it is. That's how it always been.
Do you really trust out of the 3 quarterbacks that's left in the AFC right now? Do you really trust Josh Allen?
Over Lamar?
No.
And when you look at Kansas City's offense, what scares you about that offense?
Absolutely nothing.
Travis Kelce.
Not even
Travis Kelce is old. Travis Kelce is banged up. No Tyreek Hill. Who's their running back? suspect wide receivers. Nothing about Kansas City offense scares me.
And by the way,
Pacheco is kind of scary. You cannot throw Shorty under the bus like that, or you cannot throw him.
And I need to see consistency from him.
Pacheco
I've seen a few flashes, but I've never really seen anything consistent.
Pacheco
by the way,
on a 2nd and 10 or 3rd and 7 when you're not expecting them to run the ball, and you know he hits the C gap or something like that. But he doesn't scare anybody.
and but by the way, right? How many teams had the schedule this year that was harder than the Ravens?
Not many.
Yeah.
I think they had
Ravens
like top
literally-
5 toughest.
Top 2.
Uh-oh.
Try that. Try top 2. Hit the cash app, please, people. Shit, y'all entertained. We talking shit in sports. Shit, we gotta talk titties and ass. Here we go. Y'all want titties and ass? Give me a woo panel.
Ooh, man.
Looks like the
all
game's
together.
delayed. Green
1,
Bay.
2, 1, 2, 3.
Woo!
May God forever bless Bria Mouse. That's a lot of chocolate. I'm gonna get diabetes and cavities, man. See, you gotta understand this, right? The Ravens are playing at such a high pace that the Texans dismantled. I mean, they went into fucking Dallas. You hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Not the Texans. I mean, they went. Who did they go against? They went against
Packers.
They went against. No, they didn't go against the Packers. Who did the Texans win to get to this game? Who did they beat?
Browns.
They went to the Browns. They went to the Browns. The Browns came to them, and look at what happened when they went against a Super Bowl winning quarterback. And they literally told Joe Flacco, "Hey, your wife wanted to come with us," and all you seen her was sitting on the couch for 5 or 10 black guys standing behind it. And you know how that goes down.
Oh Lord.
Oh boy, she about to get filled out like an application. That's what we call that, the application, because she about to get filled out. And look what they did. They were just an offensive giant, defensive giant. You come to the Ravens. They made Tua look incompetent.
Well, Tua is incompetent.
They made Brock Purdy.
Tua look like a bitch.
They put Brock Purdy out there and told her to make my money on fucking on Baltimore Street. They put him right on the corner. They put him on Christmas. Yo, sell that ass, bounce that ass, hoe. Make that money.
I mean, I know this is gonna sound cliche, but if we were the Browns, if they were healthy in the secondary, we'd have played Baltimore. That would have been a different and possibly a better game.
You know what? You know what really shook
I think
me.
to Green Bay, but it's like
You know
it's
what
not
really
like
shook
water
me
on
on
the
that.
bridge at this point.
When you got
I can't
guy,
even give you that.
when you got a fucking guy, even though I've heard the rumors and I'm trying to see that shit now with Myles Garrett, they're really patting him up so he could go to the Hall of Fame.
Well, then they need to start giving him his holding calls.
They're patting him up because here's the part. You got a once in a generation talent like Myles Garrett. Even though I always said, what if the Ravens would have got Myles Garrett, but fuck all that. We got Clowney and Metabike and all these other niggas. And it's funny, right? You got guys who the Ravens say, hey, you think you still ready? Snowman, get your black ass up here.
Yeah, get Snowman in here, man.
I thought he'd be calling the game. He ain't calling
I
the game.
thought Snowman would have been in here.
I think he was calling the game. That's why he probably waited. Miles Garrett is somebody who should be really just changing over a fucking game. But because you don't give him, I think the best tag team partner he ever had was either Clowney or Zazariah Smith. You know, one's a former fucking Raven, one's a current.
The best tag team partner he had was the guy that played for the Giants. This was back in 2017.
2019, 2020.
Yeah, the guy who played
Olivier Vernon.
Yep,
Olivier Vernon.
Because Olivier Vernon, he was able to get to the quarterback. He got at least, I think his highest total that 1 year was 9.5 sacks. He was able to play opposite Myles Garrett effectively. Darius Smith, Jadeveon Clowney, no.
I'm gonna
go ahead.
I'm gonna say this. This is what makes it weird, and I'm not. And it's like this. Myles Garrett on any other team in the fucking in the AFC North would have been a Super Bowl winning team. You're telling me we take Clowney and we get 9.5 sacks from him, and he gets his fucking incentive bonus.
I could see that. He was definitely trying to prove something. Did they get the tush push? I don't think he got it.
I'll be glad when they ban that shit.
It's kind of hard too.
It's a QB.
It's kind of
No, they don't need to ban it. No.
Let's
Nah.
put it in there.
It's a skill issue at that point. If you can't stop it, you can't stop it. It's
Exactly.
But I mean, look what they did. Look what they did to
Didn't get it.
What happened to Philadelphia? Tampa Bay stopped it. Tampa Bay was the first team to stop the push.
Look what Tampa did to Philly. Even though they damn near ripped his face in half.
Nah, that shit was crazy, but they stopped it. Damn it.
Yeah, keep running it. Damn. Go
Who
ahead.
thought? I gotta ask you fellas, since everybody loves football, we love Madden, we love football. Who thought that we be having a fucking postseason conversation this deep, and Philly's not in the conversation?
Fuck Philly.
Well, if you've been watching football since November, you probably been thinking it because Philly been trashed the last 2 months.
Oh, Philly got exposed. Philly got exposed. Like, my God, the way your boy Mayfield did them, they got exposed. When they almost got a sack and he threw it to. Yeah.
Here's the crazy part about that game. Mayfield got sacked 4 times. He got sacked 4 times, and plus Tampa Bay's run game has been trash all year. So they're pretty much like they have to throw the ball almost every down, and they still couldn't stop it.
It's a combination of Philly being exposed. Philly's not really good defensively, and there's something going on in that locker room.
Yeah, there's a lot of. It's like Dallas, man. Did you see the shit to CeeDee Lamb and did you see what CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott were having words with each other?
Yeah.
Wait, I think I got. Oh my God! Please tell me I have that video. Please tell me I downloaded that video.
I've been telling people for years Dak Prescott is not really that fucking good.
No, he's not. He's situational. Shout out! Can we all give a woo to Cam? To Cam for saying this shit. Woo!
Well, hey, that's why I was tagging that broad. Every time she tweets something, I tag that bitch and say, "You owe Cam Newton an apology."
There's a difference between game managers and game. Can we all give him a woo? Because Cam Newton said it best. There's a difference between game managers and game changers. We were tied 10-10. What happened when that game started changing?
That's
You
Lamar
gonna
said,
stop my
"Fuck it,
pass?
I'm gonna do this shit myself." The game is over.
You know what? My man was like a bitch who says she's on her period, and you trying to get some. Looks like you got to take it and take this destiny in your hands and do
you
it
got
yourself.
you got to take matters in your own hands.
So you got to take the
You know who you should attack too? Travis Kelsey's ex-girlfriend too. She be talking a lot of shit about Cam Newton. I remember that.
Oh, you know why?
Oh,
Because
who cares about that bum
because
bitch?
nobody wants to pass around fucking bed winch.
What's the name is tapping that now?
Everybody.
The wide receivers, Dez Bryant.
That was
Dez
crazy.
Bryant tapping it now.
Wow.
I mean, when she first came to the league, she was a tight end. Now she is a wide receiver. This guy, I know. Somebody, T. Riddler got a question for the chat, for the panel. Myles Garrett versus T.J. Watt. Who you got? At this
T.J.
point in
Watt.
the career, T.J.
TJ.
I would have to say Miles because people put more of an effort to stop Miles. Don't get me wrong, TJ Watt's a stud too, but TJ Watt gets more sacks where he's like unblocked, whereas like Myles Garrett, they like go out of their way over the hill and through the woods to try to like stop Miles, you know. But I think the reason why Miles doesn't get as many sacks as he should
This tank.
it's not even because of like an opposite pass rusher, Charles. It's because the Browns don't have like a legit stud like defensive tackle. Like Dalvin Tomlinson's solid, but I mean like a Pro Bowl caliber. Like if the Browns had somebody like a Matabuke on their team, like as a defensive tackle, oh yeah, they would be tearing shit up. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Because that's really what makes the difference. You know?
Oh, Metabike.
Look at the last.
Is actually Metabike is small for a DT. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
but
So is
strong.
Aaron Donald.
But strong is.
He's getting
Mhm.
paid, man.
All right, Charles,
Because
go
look
to
at
the
the
back chat. Go to the back chat. Play that. Play that when you bring it up. Play that.
Oh yeah, if you ain't your computer, bring it up so I can bring the screen up.
yeah.
Because I'm on my
Look at
phone.
the look at the last like five Super Bowl winners. You know, all of them like 4 to 5 Super Bowl winners. What do they have in common? All of them have a Pro Bowl or All Pro caliber defensive tackle. You had the Chiefs with Chris Jones. You got Vita Vea with the Buccaneers. You got Aaron Donald with the Rams. You got Chris Jones again. Like, you know, it's not exactly shocking that teams that have a good or even great defensive tackle or inside linebacker can have a higher likelihood of winning the Super Bowl. You know.
You got to do that because a good DT is supposed to take up at least two blockers.
Keep this out.
This looks like this gonna be funny as shit.
Oh wait, yeah. I saw it. Hold on.
What? Oh, are you good? Yeah. What's wrong? Somebody call my name, right? Bro, nobody call your name. Hey, CD, you call his name?
Ain't nobody call that nigga name, man.
Why you talking like that?
Talking like what, nigga?
You talking like you beefing with somebody.
I ain't beefing with nobody. I'll slap the fuck out of a quarterback, though.
So that.
I'm not beefing with nobody, bro. I told you that. That's what, bitch?
Oh, nothing. I didn't say nothing.
Damn, nigga.
Yeah, that didn't. No.
Hey, I don't know what's going on with everybody, but if y'all just give me the ball, I can take care of it. CD, we do need you. You know what I'm saying? You've been going crazy all year, but we need you, man.
I'm going crazy today too, Jake. Like I said, quarterbacks, I don't know what a quarterback's doing, but I'm just saying, like, nigga pass the ball, right, nigga, or get slapped. Whichever one, nigga.
Yeah, I'll try to pass the ball, right? Then CD, gotta catch it.
What, that? What you say, nigga?
I'm saying you gotta catch it.
Nah, nigga, that's the shit I was saying. Nigga, you beefing with me. Lame ass nigga, throw the ball right.
Okay.
Hey, I don't give a fuck, man. We can lose, nigga.
What's going on with this guy, man? What's going on with this guy?
Man, talk about any plays, y'all. Damn. Jerry, you have to
No. You can't take this type of stretch.
Get off me, CD. No, Dag. See, I knew that I had the wrong nigga. Because I knew you wasn't no quarterback. Matter of fact, turn on them goddamn Jordan Love highlights so this nigga can see our quarterback play. So turn it on. How many years I got turn shit on?
Yes, sir.
Why are you talking like Joe
watching
Biden?
that? Are you watching?
Yeah.
That's how you throw that damn ball. I'm giving up on this team and I'm selling it. Every year I can't take the stress of this shit no more. Y'all let the Packers drop 50. How the fuck y'all do that? Micah and the defense. Mike McCarthy, sit your fat ass down. I see you trying to sneak you out the back door. And
You need to see, sir?
I need to sit down. These niggas suck. I want to say that thank you to Jake, because ironically, he was the one showing y'all niggas how to play. You know what? Get me out of here before I...
Let's go. Come on.
Before I... Get off me. Walk out of here. Get more yards than these niggas. The way they was fucking playing.
Come on.
Ball from their coverage look. Third down. Wentz is coming. Purdy has it blocked.
And another.
They understand.
No, thank you. I don't smoke or drink or curse or do drugs anymore.
Oh my God, that shit was funny.
All right, that was everything.
That shit was funny as fuck, man. God damn, that shit was funny.
He's like, this is a CD. How the fuck you let them jump 50 on us? You goddamn bums. I'm tired of you motherfuckers.
Die, motherfucker, die. I mean, they have my man talking like Joe Biden.
You know, somebody somewhere should have gave them boys a deal, man, for them to have their own show by now at this point.
Well, they make more money off of YouTube.
These motherfuckers just haters at this point, man.
It's funny because this is how you know the league doesn't respect Lamar. Where's Lamar's commercials?
And you know what's fucked up? He don't even have local fucking commercials.
Exactly.
Where's the Royal Farm spots?
Hey, angry black man, do you see any fucking? Excellent. Do you see any fucking Lamar commercials in Baltimore? I don't.
Not at all.
I don't see any. But Lamar's been one of the most popular players in the league since when?
Thursday?
Faulkner.
Yes.
It's because he's too excellent.
And too black. You know, you put him next to cardboard, you're gonna see a big difference.
All I know is if the Ravens win the Super Bowl, Charles, it's gonna be fucked up on Pratt Street.
Man, I'm gonna be drunk that I'm no. I promise you, the motherfuckers win the Super Bowl. I'm gonna be fucking 3 times as intoxicated. My blood is gonna be B positive and fucking cognac. I swear to God.
Oh no! Don't do that! Don't do that!
Milwaukee Brewers.
No, don't do that.
The Milwaukee Brewers ain't gonna have shit on me. Oh my God, my blood is gonna be so toxic that I'm gonna poison liquor. So,
Charles,
God,
don't do that. Don't scare me like that, man. I'm just saying, you know.
I'm gonna party
we still
so
need you,
fucking.
man.
I'm gonna still be living, but I'm a party so motherfucking hard. Oh man,
We don't need you to be partying harder than Prince and Apollonia when they sang 1999.
I'm fucking somebody's 25-year-old daughter and her 45-year-old mother. Man, fuck actors. God damn it.
Oh, this nigga.
No, you
This
did.
motherfucker.
Are y'all
I'm gonna
serious?
show
No,
you.
yeah, he
I'm
did.
gonna show you what I
Yeah,
meant.
he did.
I'm gonna show you what I meant by being a generational talent. Okay.
Oh wow.
I swear to God,
Now this
man, I'm gonna
motherfucker's
come
colder
out.
than MJF. This ain't they did some
I'm
shit.
gonna come
Ain't
out
this some
there.
shit?
I'm gonna come out the fucking Pratt Street, butt naked with a towel, just like this.
Are y'all seeing this? What the Packers are doing?
Oh, the Fudge Packers. Oh, yeah.
Look at
So,
this. Look at this. These
oh
guys
my
came.
God.
What?
Oh my God. He getting
Focus.
sticky with the run.
They
How
came
the
to win.
They came
Mm-mm-mm.
to fight. They came to play.
They are not the Texans.
they're not the
Look,
Texans?
you don't count any team out until it's game day because everybody gonna do what they gotta do.
I just
Some
had to
people,
say it. I just want to tell you. Boom! Fuck the Texans. You know the one
okay. Now
motherfucker.
let's
You
get
know one of my
let me.
brothers.
Can I quote Ric Flair?
You know one of my brothers. You know one of my brothers. I want to hear it right now,
Who?
and I've been waiting for him since this whole hour started. Hey, yo, Evans, get your mother trucking ass up here. You talking big shit last night? I mean big shit. I mean elephant fucking shit. I mean you look like a whale on a toilet talking shit. Mm.
Okay,
I
that's
got
messed
nothing
up,
but
but
love for him. Nah, we always talk shit because of the
hey,
sports. You
I
know, it's
know you're
nothing but
gonna be
love and
talking shit
business.
about me, Charles. Charles, hold on, I'm coming. Hold on,
Oh,
let me come on. I'm coming, nigga.
you're not
Yeah,
gonna call?
I had to do.
But my
Hey,
man sound like if Fred
I'm gonna
Sanford
stand
was
up
from
for my
Texas.
uncle in there like that.
My man sound like if
Hey,
Fred
I can't
Sanford
do
was
it
from
right.
Texas,
I
boy.
try to do. I told you, I'm trying to do it right, man. I can't get the accent right, but you know I got the cadence almost. Almost got the cadence, yo. Give me some leeway on this one. Give me some leeway.
Don't
Keep
worry,
it going.
folks. Hey, can your boy get a nifty cash app? If you're not entertained by all this sports talk and this postseason talk, man, get a boy a cash app. I don't specialize in sports like Snowman. Shout out to Snowman. Make sure you all subscribe to him. Get my man over
Uh huh.
1,000. Matter of fact, get my man over 2,000. Shit, since you at it. See, you know what I love about this shit is?
What?
Fight.
How many black quarterbacks did you see in the postseason?
Well, are we talking blacks or are we talking half blacks?
Nigga, you know they're gonna be with us anyway.
All right, so you got Lamar, Mahomes, that's 2, Dak 3, Jordan Love 4,
CJ,
CJ
CJ,
Stroud.
CJ 5, what's his name
Jalen,
up in Phillies? That's
Jalen
6.
Hurts. Yeah.
Jalen Hurts. Yeah,
That's it.
So think about that.
they're taking over.
You have more black quarterbacks. I think this is the most black quarterbacks we ever had in any fucking postseason.
Yeah. Here's something to
And the
think about.
darkest one of them all
Hmm.
is it's just dismantling fucking teams. And shout out to
Yeah.
Lamar when he ran all the way to the back. I was dead, man, when the lineman grabbed the camera and my man grabbed the soda and said, "Shit, we here, nigga, we here."
It's going to be so awkward if the Ravens go to the Super Bowl and Lamar Jackson got to do that Disney spot because they know they really don't want him to do it.
Hey, nigga, I'm from Florida.
You think
We
it's
ain't going
are
to
they
no
gonna give
But
him the
they
Disney.
probably
MVP first of all?
listen. With how good their defense is playing, they probably will. He's probably going to end up in the Super Bowl just off of like he don't even have to have like a big game. Again, all he's got to do is throw for like 220 yards, 2 touchdowns, don't turn the ball over, and then just let the defense wreak havoc. That's all you got to do. He don't even have to have like any like 400, 350 yard. No, he don't got to do none of that. He's got to let the defense do the heavy lifting. Like I said, throw for 200 yards, 230 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. You know what I mean? Maybe run for like 70 on the ground and maybe a touchdown, and then that's all they need. All the offense they need.
What
Literally,
This
that's
schools
it.
is
that
getting
since you
embarrassing.
mentioned defense?
Did y'all see that
What
throw? This is getting embarrassing. Please tell me y'all saw that throw. Nobody saw that throw.
No, I didn't see it.
He was rolling out to the right, came back left, hit the wide receiver where they are right now, hit him on the sideline. Nobody could have caught that ball but him. It was a great throw. Jordan Love this dude can play. Early mid-season, I thought that he was a wash. He messed around whatever little doldrums he was going through, he got over it.
Yeah. Listen again. Again, it's like that's what happens when you invest in your quarterback. You know what I mean? Instead of just throwing him to the wolves, man. I wish that I just wish Bay that Cleveland would take some pointers from a place like Green Bay and like watch how they do it. You know what I mean? Like again, just I'm like, well, right now they got Deshaun. I mean, they should be doing whatever they can to run the plays that he's familiar with, and then whatever layers that Stefanski and company want to throw in there, they should do that after the fact. But first things first, start off with what he's comfortable with, and then move forward from there, man. Like because you look at a quarterback like Patrick Mahomes, that's why Patrick Mahomes is putting up all these like Hall of Fame stats. You know, the same air raid system he was running in Texas Tech, Andy Reid had him running in Kansas City. You know, he just threw, his little layers in there, you know what I mean, with like the little trick plays here and there. But that's pretty much why Mahomes is putting up the Madden type numbers that he's putting up right now,
Baker would still be in Cleveland if he had checked his ego the way it's checked in Tampa Bay.
Bullshit. And no offense to you, Bay, I'm saying it's bullshit. Their defense, look at the Browns scoring defense. Okay. 2018, they were 21st in points allowed. 2019, they were 20th in points allowed. 2020, when they made the playoffs and set the franchise for points, they were 21st in points allowed. I'm like, bam. Because a lot of those losses were because the defense played like shit.
Well, not only that, but he played hurt.
You're a Browns fan, right?
People don't talk about how Baker Mayfield fucking played hurt.
And you know what?
Yeah. I agree because
that last year when he was in Cleveland, when he got hurt against the Texans, if he would have went ahead and went on injured reserve, Deshaun Watson would not be in Cleveland.
I don't even think it was that. I think what happened is that they saw that Deshaun Watson was a better quarterback than Mayfield. So they thought, oh, okay, if we just kind of hurry up and kind of snatch Watson off the market, you know what I mean, and just kind of just plug him in there, you know what I mean, we could, the Browns could go to the Super Bowl. It's like, no, it's not quite like that. You got to tailor the offense to what Watson's good at. You know what I mean?
I like to thank the Browns for that play because that pretty much secured Lamar for us.
Exactly. So it's like, that's what Cleveland's issue was, because again, it's trading for Watson wasn't the problem. The problem was that they didn't account for the cap space issue, and they kind of again, when it comes to quarterback development, they just kind of thought if they just kind of threw him out there, just plug him in without having to tailor the offense to what Watson's good at, that he was just going to put up the elite numbers that he was going to put up in Houston. And I'm sorry, it's not going to work. It literally wouldn't. It wouldn't surprise me, right, if Watson continued to struggle in Cleveland, got traded to a place like LA under Sean McVay, and then went right back to how he was playing in Houston. Because again, Cleveland's one of those cities they don't develop quarterbacks very well. They do everything ass backwards when it comes to quarterbacks.
Excuse me, Kev. Excuse me. If I need to come in.
I gotta say something real quick before you name her. I gotta say something.
Okay.
J. Will 28 said, if the Ravens win the Super Bowl, Arthur Blank needs to sell the Falcons. He ain't trust a full black nigga at quarterback since Vic. I would have sent them 3 first-round picks the moment he hit the market. His loss, definitely our game. See,
well, to be fair with the Falcons,
this lets you know. Motherfuckers are just not long-term visionaries anymore. But go ahead, neighbor.
The problem.
Let's not forget.
Becker played his way out of Cleveland this final year. Like I said, and when he got
Dave, can I come in, please?
Sure, go ahead.
Dave, sorry. Yeah, I asked to come in, but I got cut off. Excuse me. By the way, peace to the chat. How's everybody doing? So I came in late. By the way, Big Kev, what you said about the Browns acquiring Deshaun Watson. Let's not forget the whole can of worms that came with that shit, especially the BS in Texas and Houston
Yeah,
and that entire mess. And
those
we
accusations are
chopped it
kind of
up on
fishy
so
in the
in the
first
morning
place.
last year.
But again,
It was set up. It was set up.
And I agree. And like I said before, when it comes to quarterback development, yes, Watson's a better quarterback than Mayfield. The problem is that having Watson on the roster, the issue that they were going to run into is not talent, but cap space. You know what I mean? So yeah, you could have Watson, Chubb, and Cooper on the same team, but that's going to eat through your fucking salary cap like crazy. Whereas, say for example, if they would have kept Mayfield and just drafted a wide receiver 2 to pair up with Amari Cooper and heavily invest in the defense, they would have been fine. You know what I mean? Or say for
but let's
example,
not forget, But what about like having like a second step, but also developing like a second string quarterback? Because let's not forget, here's one thing we don't talk about here.
The
Here's one
backup
thing
quarterback.
we don't talk about with backup quarterback. Because here's one thing we're not talking about here when it comes to sports. And yeah, I've watched a multitude of sports, so there's some universal truth here. Like we don't talk about the depth of the roster, and how developed are some of the cats in there. You have the right balance of people you need to, because if you're going to play a certain type of system or a certain type of gameplay, you need to have all the right pieces in there. You need to get some people who are situated. Some players don't fit well in one system, but might excel in another system. I mean, like take for example, some guys are quick to adapt to certain places. Others, they're just stuck. They can only operate only in a particular type of system. Like you can have like cornerbacks, defensive backs who can play 2-man, and those who can't play 2-man. They prefer zone coverage and such. So what's the depth, and who are you going to bring in? On top of that, the egos.
So the
all
problem
I want to
is
know is what they going to do with all those fucking first round picks they done gave up.
who, the Texans?
No, the Browns.
Well,
because
they don't have a first round pick until next year.
that's why Houston in the damn playoffs.
What do you do with first round picks when you're in the playoffs? You don't
I'm talking about Cleveland. Like they gave up a whole hell of a lot for Deshaun Watson. I just don't get it.
We're done. Come next season, this off season, we're done with the whole Deshaun Watson trade. It'll be in a distant memory. But the thing about it is, as I was saying earlier, he wouldn't even be in Cleveland if Baker Mayfield would have sat himself down when he got hurt, because the Browns picked up his 5th-year option. But the thing was, he was trying to play for that big contract. And as long as he was medically cleared to play, he refused to take a seat. His ego would not let him sit down, because Andrew Berry is a damn good GM. He would have went out and got a backup quarterback. They would have punted on the season, just like they did with Watson's first year when he got.
To be fair, they could have still technically made the playoffs even when Mayfield getting hurt. The problem was that their defensive coordinator was still incompetent. You know what I mean?
He was an idiot. But the thing about it is that Mayfield did not help. I mean, there's a reason why they wound up getting rid of OBJ in the middle of the season. It had nothing to do with OBJ's inability to play. All right, it was all about Baker. Baker was not throwing him the ball. He was looking him off, and then when he was throwing him the ball,
I don't even think it was that. I don't think Stefanski was scheming up OBJ very much, because when they was talking about how OBJ was getting open, he was basically running a whole lot of option routes. You know what I mean? When he was getting open.
That's what it is. But if you ever, here's the thing: Kurt Warner put out. Kurt Warner does the all 22, right? He does a quarterback breakdown. He broke down Baker Mayfield back when they had OBJ on the team, because everything when this was when OBJ wound up getting kicked off the team or traded, whatever. And he broke it down. He was like, Baker Mayfield is not reading the defense correctly. He was showing it. Baker Mayfield was the problem. He was doing checkdowns. He was running the ball too early. He was hanging on to it too long. He was the problem. He was clearly the problem. You could see that on the field. And then when we got eliminated against the Steelers, he quit on the team. That's when the decision was made right then and there. Like
And
this
by
could
the
have been
way, shout out to Dapper Dons for the $10
You
holler.
mean you mean the game where he got sacked
Hold on,
9
No problem,
times
bro.
because
No problem. Keep it up,
they
OG.
had a rookie
Hold on,
right
Keep it up,
tackle
OG.
named TJ Watt?
Hold that thought. Hold that thought. This for Dapper Dance. Thank you very much for the $10 holler.
By the power of Grayskull.
Hey, no problem,
Shout out
brother.
to Dapper
Keep it
Don.
up. Keep it up, brother.
Let's
Thank you
continue
very
the
much.
conversation.
All right, yeah, but he was holding on to the ball too long. Everybody knows. Matter of fact, DTR, the reason why he was able to beat the Steelers was because, unlike Deshaun Watson, well, no, I can't blame that on Deshaun. I have to blame that on Jedrick Wills and DeJuan Jones, because remember, Jones is a rookie, and Jedrick Wills is a horrible left tackle. All right, so they cost us that game, but DTR, he wound up beating the Steelers because it was a three-step drop and throw, screen pass, power running. They kept the game close.
Tight end screen, yeah.
Yeah, they kept the game close. That's how you have to play the Steelers, especially when the only good wide receiver you have on your team is Amari Cooper, and Nick Chubb is gone for the year because of a dirty hit by the Steelers. So, I mean, that's why Stefanski, he did a good coaching job this year. But getting back to the whole Baker thing, Baker had a horrible attitude. It took him getting kicked out of 3 organizations for him to get his head.
It was not. Listen. I understand what you're saying, but listen.
Finish my point, sir. Because
none of his teammates were complaining about him being a bad teammate.
Nobody.
The coaching just sucked.
Nobody said that. Nobody said that he was a bad teammate. Nobody said it. Plus, nobody will actually say that. But his attitude, his demeanor, as far as how he approached the game, how he thought of himself, because he openly admitted when he came to Cleveland, he was told by the coaching staff, somebody on the coaching staff told him, hey man, you got to knock that chip off your shoulder. You got to take it down a notch. You're doing too much out here. And sure enough, it almost ruined his career.
And what did Sean McVay say when he got to LA? Nah, don't do it. No, keep that chip on your shoulder, bro. Do what you're supposed to do.
Where's he now?
And he's in Tampa Bay because they held on to Stafford. Not because he didn't want him there. It's because Stafford was still playing.
Dude,
Stafford came back healthy.
Looking at retiring. Stafford was coming off of what should have been a career-ending injury. I mean, Stafford has absolutely nothing to prove. He won a Super Bowl the year before. He's old. He's playing with house money. He has nothing to prove. If anything, if the Rams really wanted to, if they thought Baker was any good, either traded Stafford or talked him into taking the severance package retirement and kept Baker. But they didn't. They moved on from him.
Okay, but again, that's because Stafford still wanted to play. That's because Stafford still wanted to play. And again,
they traded him. How old is Stafford?
Stafford's like what? He's like 35, 36.
37, 36. Baker is what? 26, 27?
Yeah.
If you thought he was such a talent, trust me, your boy McVay has no problems moving on from a quarterback.
Yeah.
Okay? He has no problems moving on from a quarterback if he thinks he has a better option.
And again, the reason why he left LA again is because number one, Stafford was coming back healthy, and number two, and a lot of people don't want to point this out, but remember, what's the Bucks coach? what's the Bucks coach? That was
Bowles.
supposed to come. No, not Todd Bowles, the one right before him when they won the Super Bowl.
You're talking about
Bruce Arians. Yeah, Bruce Arians. Bruce Arians specifically said, and you can look this up. He specifically said he wanted Mayfield specifically in Tampa Bay to follow up on Tom Brady because he had more confidence in him. You know what I mean? Than a lot of the quarterback prospects. You know what I mean?
Why
From
did they
the
trade for
2022
him when
draft.
the Browns were trying to get rid of him? Nobody wanted to trade for him.
Exactly. But the thing about it is that Bruce Arians wanted him there because he knew that he could play. And being that this is supposed to be a quote unquote throwaway year, he knew, hey, if you just give him some good receivers and a good defense, he could put up some solid numbers, which you've seen him do. Again,
well, nobody's saying that Baker is a bad quarterback.
Yeah,
I never said that. Nobody's ever said that Baker Mayfield was a bad quarterback.
A lot of people have said Baker was a bad quarterback. A lot of people have said Baker was a bum. He's a draft bust. He's Manziel 2.0. A lot of people have said that. The problem is
about here.
Yeah, I'm talking about in Cleveland. Yes, a lot of people said yes.
Anybody who compare Baker to fucking Johnny Manziel needs to be put down.
No, I mean, no, seriously. That was a lot of the if you look at a lot of the old like first tape interviews and whatnot. That's what they were trying to compare him to. You know, Johnny Manziel. I'm like, what? Get the fuck out of here.
I care not for people who've never played the sport trying to give their commentary on players when all they do is sit up here and spout woke garbage for brownie points. But at any rate, that be ESPN. But Colin Cowherd was right. You can't say Colin Cowherd was wrong about Baker Mayfield. Because he told Baker Mayfield he needed to grow up.
I don't think necessarily he was an immature. I don't think it's an immaturity issue. Because again, who does Mayfield idolize as a quarterback? Brett Favre. And what was Brett Favre known for being? Over aggressive. What's Mayfield's biggest problem? Being over aggressive.
Being a welfare cheat.
Yeah. Now I'm saying when he was playing, I'm talking about as a quarterback. What was Favre known for being? What was Favre's biggest flaw?
Games for making boneheaded decisions.
Yeah, exactly. For being over aggressive. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So you had to grow up. He had to mature.
As far as if you mean by grow up, if you mean grow up as in stop trying to bet the house on every throw, I agree. But if you mean grow up as in like stop acting like a child or whatnot, I'm like, that's nothing to do with that. If you mean by immature, if by immature you mean over aggressive, you're spot on. But if you mean immature as in like as far as like
getting blowjobs in a Waffle House parking lot while your wife is at home waiting for you?
I don't even think that story's real. I think that story's bullshit anyway. You know what I mean? Okay.
I mean, what part of getting into it with reporters who are pointing out the obvious?
You mean shit beat writers that the Browns are notorious for having? I mean, we act like the Browns have such great beat writers and they don't.
Beat writer. Mary Kay Cabot is not a shitty beat writer.
Okay.
Her, he also got into it with the Carolina Panthers top beat writer too. Because he asked about batted balls, and Baker had the audacity to say, well, if they ever make a machine that can help a quarterback with batted balls, then you give me a call. And sure enough, when he said that, somebody showed the machine that they have in the NFL that help quarterbacks with batted balls.
Yep.
Do you understand? When you talk about maturity, all right,
if by maturity you mean over aggressiveness, I agree.
That's not.
I 100% agree. I'm saying if by maturity you mean over aggressiveness, I agree because his idol was Favre, and Favre was known for being over aggressive. I 100% agree. I 100% agree with you. But if you mean as far as like immature as in like childish, I'm like, no, fuck no. There are guys that are way fucking worse.
Now, more like his ego, it gets in the way, or he gets in his own way.
Yes, being over aggressive. Yes, over aggressive. Yes,
that comes from a lack of maturity. That comes from
It's not a
lack.
lack of maturity. It's over aggressiveness. He has way too much confidence in his throwing ability. He thinks because he has that arm strength that he can just because a throw he thinks is open that he thinks that he should make it. That's what got him into trouble.
What is he saying
Yo,
about
Kev, Kev.
his ego now in Tampa Bay? He said he was humbled, right? That last year humbled
got-
him, and he learned from that. He grew from that.
Yeah, but the
That's
same thing
growing
happened
up.
after 2019.
Matured as a person. That's why in Tampa Bay that's why he's able to play loose and look like the quarterback that he was when Stefanski first got there, because he put the team first.
He's always put the team first.
No,
It's just that their defense was trash. Don't like let's not act like the Browns had such elite defense, man. Like they didn't. They never had an elite defense when he was in Cleveland. And you can't defend that either, because I could look up all the stats to show you they were not elite.
Go ahead. Good. It ain't a matter of the defense. We lost a lot.
Yes, it is.
Look, we lost a lot of one score and close games because
He's the only quarterback to lose 3 games in which he led the offense to 42 points. That's because your defense is trash. The defense was trash.
Because of bonehead decisions made by Baker.
Even when he didn't turn the ball over, the defense was trash. Look at the loss against the Chargers. You put up 42 points of offense, 530 yards, no turnovers, and you lost. The defense was trash.
Really? So it was the defense's fault that Justin Herbert was overthrowing people on 3rd and 6 in the end zone? That was the defense's fault?
What are you talking about? That game against the Chargers?
You don't know.
They lost 47 to 42?
You don't watch the Chargers, do you? Here's the beauty of NFL Red Zone is that you get to see every action that goes on.
And hell, even when it comes to the Chargers, the reason why the Chargers aren't winning with Justin Herbert is because their defense is trash.
I'm not trying to argue with you. I'm pointing out the obvious of what I see. There are plenty of games where they show the Chargers had chances to win games, and Justin Herbert overthrowing wide receivers in critical moments that cost them the game. It didn't matter whether the defense gave up.
Yes, it did.
It
did. Look at the Chargers scoring defense. Look at the Chargers scoring defense.
Bro, if it's 38 to 34 and Justin Herbert has the ball with a 1st and goal.
Why did the defense give up 38 points?
He has a 1st
automatically. Why is the defense giving up 38 points?
And listen, if Justin Herbert has a 1st and goal at the 8 and he throws 4 straight incompletions, one of them where he had a wide open Mike Williams in the end zone and he clearly overthrew him.
Dog, let me stop you.
On the defense.
Let me stop you right there, bro.
Pull it out.
Let me stop you right there, bro. You're never going to see a quarterback truly succeed with the Chargers. It's a terrible organization. That's why Eli Manning didn't want them to draft him.
That's
good
cool.
answer.
The best coach they had I would say the last great coach they had was Marty Schottenheimer. And look what they did. They fired him.
Well, that's because he was holding Drew Brees back. He was holding Drew Brees back.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Snowman.
Snowman was good, man.
I like to say the Snowman. How about them Angry Birds?
Ready, aim, pull, crash. Ready, aim, pull, crash. Ready, aim, pull, crash. Ow, that hurts. But then again, you want to talk about a tackle? Reggie Wayne getting hit by Ed Reed.
Yeah,
that's for the light bill. That's what you please say.
Yeah,
That was for the light
but I'm
bill.
just saying, look at the Chargers' defense and points allowed. 2020, right? This is the Chargers' defense, right? In 2020, when Justin Herbert's rookie year, the Chargers finished in scoring defense. They were 23rd in scoring defense. His second year in 2021, the Chargers were 29th in scoring defense. His third year when they made the playoffs, The Chargers were 21st in scoring defense. And this past year, when he got hurt, they were 24th in scoring defense. Their defense is consistently ass every year. I'm sorry. Even somebody like Patrick Mahomes is not going to win with the Chargers if your defense is constantly giving up points left and right. I'm sorry, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
It's not happening.
Okay. Here's my thing. I just wanted to ask this question very importantly because we talked about Baker Mayfield and such earlier, right? We talked about maturity and like he was a little stubborn. I mean, he is aggressive. Like you said, Kev, but we can say he was a bit
Yeah,
stubborn
over
for his
aggressive.
age. Over aggressive, but too stubborn to learn and be open to understanding. Maybe because it's like this. It's like in any endeavor you go into. We always try to emulate the person we looked up to, right? But eventually we got to come into our own.
Yep. And who do you look up to? Brett Favre, who is known for being over aggressive.
And now he's coming into his own because he realized he can't. Just like Tom Brady started out emulating Joe Montana, but realized I have to become myself.
Exactly.
And one thing I gotta say about that is like, as much as he's practicing, as much as he's probably in the weight room, my question is to any player in the NFL, as much as you in the weight room or on the field practicing, when you show up for practice, how many motherfuckers are going home and watching footage
Yep.
of previous games and studying what makes their opponents pick? If you are Odell Beckham Jr. and you know you're gonna go against what's the face? How much are you gonna be doing? How much footage you gonna be watching, looking at the cornerbacks you're gonna be matched up with in the upcoming game? If Baker Mayfield, because like Bay said earlier, he wasn't reading the offense, he wasn't reading the defense and making the adjustments. Like how often does he call an audible? If you aren't, watching footage and looking at each team's defensive line, look at the defensive line, look at the linebackers where they are, and understand what they're thinking and doing, and showing a blitz or something like that, then you're just gonna keep repeating the same mistakes. I see this in other sports, man. You can start out trying to emulate, the person you looked up to, but eventually you got to realize I'm not that person. I got to be better. I got to be myself. I got to find out who the fuck am I. Everybody's trying to find their own identity in this game because that's how you grow as a player, but also mature as a man. Am I talking too much logic here?
No, because there was a point during Baker's last season where he was not doing any of his study. He was like your boy he was on playing Fortnite. Some kids busted him out playing Fortnite when he was supposed to have been studying.
Let me use an example. Like instead of Fortnite, do you think it would have made more sense if he was playing Madden? Maybe.
Maybe.
There's a reason I say this, Dave. Maybe, yeah, because you hear what you see where I'm going with this. Because first of all, my first love was soccer. Because I come from a different culture. I grew up playing soccer. My dad taught me how to play soccer and everything. One of my favorite, and growing up, living up here in Norway, one of the greats of Norwegian soccer is a man named Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. When he coached his team to a championship, you know what was the first thing he did? He had his players do after practice. He made sure there were some video game consoles set up like Xbox 360s and PlayStation 3s, and they were playing FIFA 11, sorry. And he was playing FIFA because he was looking at all those stats of the previous teams they're going to go up against, and he was like, okay, got to find the quirks here, and then watch some footage and realize, oh, okay, because you get the simulation, but also you're taking notes as well. And he developed, whatever strategies he needed for that upcoming game. How many coaches can you think of who are actual gamers Hell, we know a lot of players who are gamers, right? How many of them are playing Madden just like?
Hello? Did he go away?
I know nothing of this thing you call Madden.
Oh. I put it to you like this. I remember, I think it was Madden 2017 or 18. I always played as the Giants because Eli Manning at the time, he was the best quarterback or one of the best quarterbacks
MMA.
in the game. He was one of the best quarterbacks in the game, and plus the Giants had a hellified defense. I used to beat the shit out of people online with the Giants. And I wasn't going deep. I crossing patterns, running games, short routes, medium routes. I didn't have to go deep because Eli Manning was very, very accurate on that game.
Yeah.
A lot of checkdowns also.
Let me give you an example. Yeah, let me give you another example. Let me give you an example of video games coming in handy. George St. Pierre, he admitted this in an interview. Prior to his fight against BJ Penn, he admitted that this was like around 2009, and they had released and THQ with youth put out the UFC game on PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, UFC 2009 Undisputed, and GSP was getting his part for the game because he was one of the cover stars, and he said he took a look at the BJ Penn stats and realized he had good reaction and everything. He took that information, and in their fight, he kept doing a lot of feints, a lot of fake moves, because he wanted to. Because he knew, No, he did that purposely. He did a lot of feints in their fight because he wanted to program Penn to not to react to anything. So when he did those enough safe feints, you lull him into a false sense of security, then pow, hit him with the Superman punch. That's how he made him quit and defended his welterweight title against the then lightweight champion. So a lot of this comes in handy. And ladies and gentlemen, and now batting the man who is a third generation White Sox fan and the baddest motherfucker of the South Side of Chicago, next to Bernie Mac. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, the Snowman, Brian Snow. Where'd they go,
Thank
Brian?
Thanks for that intro. I appreciate it. We're at halftime here, and it's 7-6. San Francisco on the strength of a 32-yard connection from Purdy to George the Animal Kittle. Waiting for the second half to start, and I will take a lesson from here, and I will do a post-game chat of my own after this game concludes. And I got to get ready to go for this. Get ready to go to the second half. I appreciate y'all for having me up, and I'll talk to you guys after the ball.
Before you leave,
I gotta say this. I gotta say this real quick, Snowman. I gotta say this real quick, Snowman. How about them angry birds?
How about those angry birds? How about those angry birds? 24 unanswered to put the game away.
Oh, now I gotta.
Hold on. I'm gonna say this before you go. The Ravens are looking like a team where they don't give a fuck who they meet in the AFC. They're the team to be feared. They are the team to be feared. And with Frisco in the first half, the first quarter was all Packers, but then the Packers got stopped on a 4th and 1 as they tried to do the tush push. That didn't work, and the Niners took it all the way down and got a field goal. And I'm getting a cue to go, so I will see y'all after the game.
Okay. All right. Later. Oh, everybody been joking about that R&B song about the Cowboys. All we need now is a motherfucker from Baltimore saying, "I'm still them birds."
Nah,
Could somebody imagine Cisco saying that?
We're more like the fuck you geeking for. That's what we're more like.
Yeah.
We're more likely to ask you that than anything else. Like, damn, the fuck you geeking for?
I'm just waiting for Lamar to get them Adidas t-shirts.
I want him to get that fucking ring.
I'm still them birds. Shit, I mean, it's just yo. I was over at Ray Hanma's live a while ago. Man, it's good to chop up with different cats, certain perspectives and shit like that. We're just talking about some serious stuff, but this whole NFL season, it's a lot, compared to what happened last season. Because remember, there
I'll
was
be
a lot of
back
shit,
out real quick.
happened last season. Huh? Sorry, was that?
Y'all want to continue the conversation, or I'm about to take a quick shower, get ready for work.
Let's continue the conversation in the meantime. I just wanted to, because Bay,
Go ahead, that's keep talking.
ABM.
Go ahead.
Yeah. All right. Bay, is you still there, man?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm laughing because I told Snowman earlier today. I said, "Hey, I asked him, was he going to wear a diaper? He had no idea what I was talking about. I said the Texans and the Packers, they're good. They're a good young team, especially the Packers. The Texans, you saw they got beat up. They got bullied. Do it look like the Packers are getting bullied?
Nah. But then again, let's not forget, here's the thing about the Texans. Like that first quarter between the Texans and Ravens, that was like a
Say what? You borged out. Did I borg out or did he borg out? I guess he borged
Am I borging?
Yeah, you borged out a little bit.
Am I borg?
You're fine now.
How am I? Okay. What I said was that first quarter, first half.
And now he's gone. But yeah, the Packers, they don't think they're going to lose this game. They're playing to win. It's 7-6. It's now 4th and 5. They just forced a 3 and out. Do it look like the Packers going to lose this game? I'm asking
and
y'all.
Then the second half.
Do it look like the Packers are going to lose this game?
No, they're not. But they came to play.
Yes.
That's the thing. Both sides came to play. But the thing is the Packers, they got that huge chip on the shoulder. But what's his name? Love. He still got a lot to learn. He still got dues to pay. Purdy, he's young, but he still got dues to pay as well. And he bounced back after that 3-game snap, that 3-game losing snap and shit.
Yeah. Look,
So,
Packers win this game. They going to the Super Bowl. They going to the Super Bowl. Who gonna stop them? Tampa Bay? Who is Tampa Bay playing tomorrow?
Lions.
Who?
They're playing the Lions. In Detroit.
They a division foe. They gonna play a division foe, either be it in the dome or in the snow. You think they don't know how to play against the Lions? The Niners need to win this game. If they don't win this game, the Packers might actually, or the Lions might get them. It's going to be a very interesting NFC Championship game. The AFC is already wrapped up.
Nobody,
get hurt during the game. It's going to be the Ravens versus somebody. But if the Niners don't win this game,
the Lions are frauds. I don't believe in them.
Their defense is terrible. Their offense is fantastic, but their defense is terrible.
Scratch that. As our man in Cole Johnson would say, their defense is trash. Trash. I tell you, trash.
Who's gonna? You know what? If I was them, I would actually hire Ron Rivera to be the defensive coordinator, because that's where he made his bones. That's where he cut his teeth as a defensive coordinator. You can't say that
Mm-hmm.
the man doesn't know how to coach a defense. I would bring him in as defensive coordinator next year.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would do if I was Campbell. You're gonna need a new
So
offensive anyway, because I think Ben Johnson. If I was the Chargers, I would probably go after Ben Johnson.
not to be mistaken for the sprinter, folks. That dude was Canadian. Not to
Who?
be mistaken for the Canadian sprinter. You said Ben Johnson, and I said not to be mistaken for the
I
Canadian
get it.
sprinter.
All right. Yeah, I would definitely hire a good offensive coordinator, especially a creative one, to be my head coach. But I'd be like, look, we need to get a bona fide defensive coordinator up in here because that's been the Achilles heel for the Chargers for a while. You got a quarterback.
Yeah.
We can rebuild this roster. We can trade these wide receivers for some third round picks. You can pick up some wide receivers in the second, third round. All right. You can pick up some wide receivers in free agency. You know, rebuild the offense of that roster. Get you a
and stay under cap.
Be all right.
It's not going to matter if you got Vince Lombardi over there. The Chargers ain't shit as an organization.
Well, I mean, it really comes down to coaching and GM. I mean, the owner is going to be an owner, but you know, if you got a good
think the
GM,
Chargers should back?
you can make
How many coaches and OCs and DCs have went through the Chargers organization? So they never amount to shit. It's kind of like the Raiders. Coach after coach after
Here's my
coach
question.
after coach.
And why
Never
is
amounts to shit.
Like who is it? Antonio Pierce?
Yeah.
Why does he not have the job?
I thought they announced he did have the job.
When?
I thought I saw it yesterday. I thought I did.
Yesterday? I wouldn't know.
Can somebody Google that real quick?
Yeah, let's take a look, Steve.
What are we looking for? Antonio Pierce? I'm looking it up right now. Hold on.
Shit.
Yo, in the meantime, here's my question.
I would be looking for his replacement.
Yeah. In the meantime, here's my question regarding the Chargers. Would it make logical sense for them to relocate back to San Diego? Because what the hell are they doing in LA?
I have no idea.
Put him on Mars if you want to. I mean,
yeah, they did hire him. They hired him. You was right. Yep.
Put him on Mars if you want to. The common denominator is ownership. As long as the ownership is the same, you'll never see nothing out of them.
Oh my God! You know who got
Antonio Pierce is the head coach for the Raiders now.
Worst ownership in the league is definitely Carolina. No fucking way I would take that job unless I wanted a free $40 million. Coach 1 year, get fired, probably not even finish the season, get fired, and sit back and collect some dumbass, goofy rich guy's money.
I disagree. I think the worst ownership is the Raiders.
Well, what makes you say that?
They hired Josh McDaniels. I mean, enough said.
Yeah, that was, oh my God. There's no way in hell Josh McDaniels should have got even a whiff of a head coaching interview after what he did to the Colts. He should have been blackballed from being a head coach just based on that alone.
He drafted Tim fucking Tebow in the first round. They should have banned him from the NFL for that shit.
I mean, he did win a playoff game, so.
Wait, this guy's got 6 championship rings with the Patriots?
Josh McDaniels is a fraud that started to believe his own damn hype.
And I don't even know what his hype was. His hype was Tom Brady's hype. He was a tag along.
Yeah.
It's like Batgirl on the Batman.
Yeah.
Thinking she can go out and fight the Joker.
Exactly.
Like,
and he started to believe that he was the fucking guy, even over top of Belichick and Brady. I'm the OC. I'm the genius. No, you're not.
Tom Brady's the genius. He make your garbage offense work. Hell, matter of fact, what did Tom Brady? Only thing he did I mean, if you really look at the year that they went 19-1, he just either threw it over the middle or threw it deep to Moss, maybe hit Gronk. You know,
Didn't have Gronk them years.
yeah, didn't have Gronk. Oh no, they had Hernandez.
Didn't have Hernandez them years.
They didn't have who was the tight end?
Who knows? That year, it was Randy Moss and Wes Welker. That was the offense.
Right, that was the offense. All you had to do was either throw it up deep or throw it across the middle. Throw it on a crossing route or throw it deep. That was practically their whole offense. Maybe you get some running back on the swing pass, standing there all by himself. I mean, it was pathetic. It was just that easy.
I mean, I just couldn't believe how all of these people who talk so much shit on television let Josh McDaniels get away with drafting Tim Tebow in the first round. That shit was some amazing shit to watch.
I couldn't even, you know what? I couldn't even stand to watch sports TV or sports talk radio because it seemed like they just could not take Tim Tebow out of their fucking mouth. Like, can y'all stop rubbing his public hairs all in your nostrils?
Well,
This guy's a
And that
nothing.
motherfucker's a virgin.
Well, hey, it was fucking fascinating to watch because he was winning games and he was trash. So it was some amazing
Yo,
fucking shit. So I'm not mad that people was talking about him. I'm just saying, why didn't Josh McDaniels get crucified for drafting him in round 1?
And Belichick talked him into doing it. That's the fucked up part.
And then
Belichick talked him into doing it.
well, hey, now we starting to see that Belichick is a fraud also.
Yeah. Yeah. You know,
yeah, Bill Belichick is all
I cannot
old
knock
ass
Bill
far too.
Belichick because back when he was the head coach of the Browns, he really was building. He was building a winner until they yanked the rug out from up under us and became the Ratbirds. But he was building a winner at the time. I got to give him his props on that. You know, but now he's an old man. He's a crotchety old man, stuck in his ways, refuses to change.
71.
Right. That whole situation with Bailey Zappi when they won the last game that they won and he was celebrating with Bill O'Brien and then he straightened up and went and shook Bill Belichick's hand like oh god damn it. Uh-oh. All right. And there's a flag. No, I was just watching the play. That was a fupa.
Okay.
No, but
I'm gonna say this.
He shook Bill Belichick's hand like he was a drill sergeant. That lets you know right then and there that man was out of touch. He was done. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm just gonna say, like, you know, we understand who was the brains, who was the real OG, who was the real, you know, the real diamond of it. You know, who was really running the shit, who was actually the heart of the success and everything.
Which was
It was Brady, but
you know,
but the thing I can say is like,
go ahead, Nam. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
No, I was just going to say I don't take anything away from Belichick defensively.
No.
He knows his shit defensively, but we see who was the main ingredient in that Patriots dynasty, and it was fucking Brady. It was not Belichick, and it sure shit wasn't Josh McDaniels.
Let's not forget, Belichick in his time in his tenure as both the Browns as well as the Patriots head coach, he was also the de facto general manager. So you know he was absolute control freak. He needs to have absolute control.
If he
that can be a problem sometimes. That's going to be a problem for anybody. You know, when you have somebody who's the head coach but is also the de facto general manager, that can be a conflict of interest right there. Because that's somebody who has absolute total control. You don't want to have somebody too controlling like that.
Did you just see that play?
No.
No, I haven't.
The Packers threw it deep. Got pass interference on Thomas on the Niners. On the deep pass,
What's the score? What's the score?
Still 7-6.
6-7.
The Packers had a second and super long because Jones had fumbled the pitch out and they lost maybe 10, 12 yards. So they wound up throwing it deep, and they got a first down. The Niners 19-yard line, pass interference. Up, he threw it in the end zone, wide open, touchdown Packers. They just took the lead. Wide receiver was wide open, back at the end
Now,
zone.
here's the question.
Oh, Melton.
Can Brock Purdy throw down the field to bring his team back?
Well, that's how they got their first touchdown.
Or is everything going to be fucking screens and bubble screens and quick outs?
What's name is out. Deebo Samuel is out.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
You still got who else? Who's available right now?
And this is what I said about Dak Prescott earlier. Brock Purdy is similar. When you're behind, can he bring you back? And I haven't seen it from Brock Purdy. I've yet to see it.
Well, he did it against the Browns. The field goal kicker just missed the game-winning kick.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I thought for sure that they was going to beat us. He got it all the way down to our 35-yard line. With seconds to play, field goal kicker he hooked it because you can't kick in Cleveland. You don't know. If you don't have what's the guy's name for the Ravens?
Tucker.
If you don't have a Tucker, you ain't kicking no game winners in Cleveland in the rain. You can forget it.
Well, don't forget that Tucker plays there every year, so he's familiar with that stadium.
Exactly.
It's a whole different ball game when you're not familiar with that fucking stadium. Same thing in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh got some fucked up wind.
Yeah. You some guy from the NFC kicking out in Southern California or sunny California.
Yeah.
Come to Cleveland where the weather is gray and cloudy and windy and it's probably snowing in the middle of July.
It's a different ball game. You coming from the West Coast and now you got to kick a game-winning field goal. It's a different ball game, man.
Might get hit with a battery.
Might get hit by a snowball. Hey, Raw Dog, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
When you were growing up, because you grew up in Cleveland, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so do you remember ever visiting the Mistake by the Lake?
Yeah. My uncle used to
You
take
remember the dog pound?
Mm-hmm.
You remember the dog pound? How they be throwing? How they be throwing snowballs and shit?
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody hated going to play at the Mistake by the Lake, because it was miserable. You had to worry about the dog pound howling, barking, throwing snowballs at you and shit. It was just, you couldn't ask for any more rabid fans.
Do you want to know how
This is
bad the
Cleveland.
dog pound was?
Please tell
Dog
me.
pound was so bad that they would fight you. The fan, the player, whatever. That's how bad the dog pound was back in the 80s. They would fight you. Remember
they weren't fucking around.
Remember the battery game?
Oh yeah, I remember that shit.
Yeah. Sam White, when you don't live in Cleveland, you live in Cincinnati. When the fans was throwing stuff at the players in the field. I mean, they knocked out an official. The Jacksonville game where they cheated the Browns in Cleveland State, they don't play.
Dog.
Cleveland is full of psychotics.
80s Cleveland Browns, Bernie Kosar and all them Browns, those fans was vicious.
Yeah. Physically.
These Browns fans ain't nothing like it used to be. They calmed down a whole hell of a lot.
A lot of those people died off.
I remember one year they just started throwing dog biscuits on the fucking field. Like the whole fucking end zone is covered with dog biscuits and shit. They funny motherfuckers in Cleveland, man.
Yes. You got the nerve to have people talking about some racism doesn't exist. Like, bitch, you clearly have not been to Cleveland. Okay. Come on, Purdy. What you got? Come on, Purdy mouth. Y'all need to respond. They can't afford to lose this game. They lose this game. Oh my God, they gonna
If
talk
the
big.
Packers win this, the Packers going to beat Detroit.
That's what I'm thinking. They lose this game, it's gonna be over. Good Lord, they gonna start. They gonna. Oh my God, can you imagine being Kyle Shanahan and you lose to the upstart Packers?
I think
That
if
depends.
San Fran lose this game, you're going to have to really start questioning Brock Purdy.
Oh my God, who the hell is he throwing to? Yeah, as much as I love Brock Purdy's game, me saying that he plays a lot, he imitates a lot of Joe Montana, but bruh, this is where Joe Montana shines in the fourth quarter of games like this.
Well, Joe Montana can throw down the field when you need him to.
Yeah, even when he had Dwight Clark, slowest wide receiver in the league, he hit him on deep bombs. Okay, there we go. He went to old Kittle, shakes the defender, 50, 45, 40 and out of bounds at the Packer 38. There we go. First down. They needed that on the 3rd and 6. These guys are chippy. They are in each other's faces. Ever since they knocked Jordan Love out of bounds and they got into that fight, they've been in each other's faces practically every other play.
Or can you imagine if Detroit makes it to the fucking? Who does Detroit play tomorrow?
Tampa Bay.
Imagine if Detroit made it to the Super Bowl.
You know what? Win, lose, or draw, I would be very proud of them.
You should be. You
Yeah.
should be.
I'd be very proud of them.
Detroit fans have suffered for a long time.
Oh shit, they're up there. Niners just took the lead. 10-5 touchdown. McCaffrey up the gut. Shaking draws and breaking ankles. There we go.
That's why they brought him. That's why they brought him. That's what he's good for.
Yeah. Damn, you said that like
because you can't always have Debo.
You said that like he walk around there in clear heels. That's what he good for.
Clear heels. Clear heels. Come on, man. We don't need we don't need a Chris Rock reference here.
Clear heels and a mini skirt. Man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
they
been
needed
wild.
that.
This has been a wild week, I've been like just been like checking out the old Club Shay Shay interview with Shannon Sharp, with Deion Sanders.
Uh-huh.
Because we were talking about fights and stuff, right? Because you guys mentioned fights and shit. And I remember the fight he had with Andre Rison, the first time he came back to play with the Niners in Atlanta.
Yeah, I remember watching that.
Just thinking about that because like they were dogs, man. They were dogs. Andre Rison was a dog. Michael Irvin was a fucking dog. Jerry Rice, he was a dog. Sterling Sharp, he wasn't fucking with that. Because if you remember the interview, he was asking, when Shannon asked him the questions, immediately Deion just looked at Shannon and said, "Oh, leave your brother out this. Leave your brother out this. I ain't messing with that." He knew he messed with. He's like, Tim McCobb, no, you got him. Oh shit. My phone acting up.
The funny thing about that is that, Sterling Sharp was in that mix, in that 90s mix, that early 90s, 89, that late 80s, early 90s mix till he got that injury. But Sterling Sharp, he was the master of catching the little curl pass, those 8-yard pass, and shaking the defender and going like 70-something yards for a touchdown. He was a
He
master
was
at that.
big, strong, and physical.
Yeah, he was
That's
great.
why. That's why. Shit. That's why. That's why Dion was like, oh, "Leave your brother at this now. Leave your brother." They look at the camera. He's like,
look what Shannon said about his brother. He said, hell, he would have been in the Hall of Fame.
I
"Your
believe it.
brother's too big and strong and physical." Like he said, like he's like, "Hey man, look here. If you back up off him and you catch a hit, who's gonna tackle him? And if you get there where he can grab you, he gonna get every slant he wants. Mm-mm, mm-mm. I ain't messing with that." Dion know who. Dion knew he couldn't get with that, but they were dogs, man. They were some serious dogs.
Get the hell out of here! Get the hell out! Oh, he fumbled. Packers, did they get it back? They saying the Packers
You
recovered
see
it.
right there. You see right
Did
there,
you?
right there, right there. No, I haven't. I'm not seeing. I'm watching the replays on. I'm checking the play-by-play on the web.
Oh
But I
my
will say
God!
this: it's not always about who plays, minimizing the number of mistakes. Anybody who you can't afford to make mistakes in these games. You know, if you came to play, you came to play. You got to make sure you don't slip up because any misstep, the other side is going to take advantage of.
Well, this what happened. He took the kickoff from right, cut it all the way across field to the left, got across
Mm-hmm.
midfield, got it inside the 49er 30, cut it back inside, and got stripped of the ball from the backside. And the Packers, Wilson, luckily he fell on it. He fell on it. So they have a first down at the 49er 20.
Mm-hmm.
That was a hell of a kickoff return.
I'm sure it was. Just like you just gotta learn to secure the ball. You don't want to end up like Omar Epps in the program, always having to carry the ball whenever you're going to practice, whenever you're on.
Man, Wilson saved that possession. If they'd have lost that ball, they'd have been in trouble.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure thousands of Packers fans just shit themselves when that went down.
When Moody was stripped of the ball, yeah,
Yeah.
because it was Flanagan Fowles who stripped him of it, but it was recovered by
Now they got a
Flanagan
first.
Fowles. That's the one who, yeah.
They got a first and goal to 5 now. Love over the middle.
He's got to make sure Jordan Love cannot afford to make any mistakes because that San Francisco defense is just looking at any opportunity they can just to take this to the house.
The way this game is going, the first team that turns the ball over.
Yeah.
I don't think, especially here in the second half, I don't think they're gonna make it. I'm sorry, I'm doing the snowman thing with the play-by-play, but this is.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good.
I was telling the Carolina Panthers fan, he was doing this YouTube thing. He was talking about David Tepper's. I said, don't worry. I said, dude, the Browns was in the same position with our owner, but Paul DePodesta wound up being the go-to man. Pretty much Packers just scored.
Yeah.
Yo,
I gotta switch. I gotta switch phones. I'll be back in a minute. All right.
Go ahead. But I was like, look, they need a football director of football operations guy that's gonna make David Tepper sit the hell down. Go sit your ass down somewhere. Just come to the games on Sundays. If you got any fencing or whatnot to do, you do it to me. But I'm not making any changes based on what you say. Let me run this. If you want this to be a stable franchise, it's going to take patience. Flat out. Hire you. Let the coaches coach. Let the GM, and stay the fuck out of it. You're not going to win every game. It's going to be ugly for a minute because you're starting a rookie quarterback with literally no offensive talent around him. How the fuck you think you're gonna win games with Adam Thielen? Damn, they all right. They got the 2 point. It's 21-14. Mm-mm-mm. The Panthers, they're gonna be screwed. I think they're gonna be screwed if they don't get the right GM and the right head coach. And the fucking part is that the owner is hiring the GM and the head coach. What's the rookie's name? What's the rookie's name in Carolina?
I forget.
His career is gonna be. It's gonna look just like Derek. Is it David Carr? His career is gonna look like David Carr, or worse yet, Andrew Luck. Because you got the wrong coach, you got the wrong GM.
Yeah, I mean, again, it just comes down to the organization.
Yeah, I see what you're saying with the Chargers, but you need a director of football operations that can take the slings and arrows and tell the owners to shut the fuck up and let these guys do their goddamn job. But who are you gonna hire? Who are you gonna hire? At least Washington, if you notice in Washington, they doing a whole front office regime change, and they hiring some really good people.
Well, then they get rid of Snyder.
Yeah. Ever since Snyder sold the team, they just waited for the season to play out. They traded Sweat and Young for draft capital, because they knew they needed that. Plus, they needed the salary cap space. So, they got a young quarterback in Howell. Of course, Eric Bieniemy, they're not going to offer him the job. I mean, he might get a diversity hire interview, but they don't want him. And in all honesty, nobody wants him as a head coach, or else he'd have been snatched up. So, more than likely, if anything, he might wind up in Cleveland. We'll see how that goes. I think Bieniemy might wind up in Cleveland, working with Watson.
Some people saying people don't be listening when I said I had to shower real quick. God damn you fucking listeners.
Did something happen?
This game is gonna be very interesting because I'm gonna watch the next game to see who's gonna be in the NFC championship.
Huh?
But it's funny to me because these teams look like they're trying to bully each other. Oh my god. How the fuck did he escape that?
Yeah.
I give them credit. They fighting their asses off.
They came to play. I'm listening to Snowman simultaneously on my tablet. Can y'all hear me okay?
How's the press sound?
I mean, and they came to play. I'll tell you that much. They ain't just. So Kyle Shanahan's just like, all right,
Why did you do that phony ass ball? The ref looking right at him.
Oh, number 34.
Yeah. That phony ass. The ref looking right at him. The ref shouldn't even threw the flag with that one. Oh my god.
Bosa's been quiet.
And the odds I think he's hurt too.
Yeah, Bosa, that's why they got your boy. Young. That's why they got Young, because Bosa, he ain't got it no more. That dude, him and his brother, they can't rush the passer to save their lives anymore. They fell off big time. They are not the Watts. They're the poor man versions of the Watts.
See, they were good when you had a lot more pocket passers.
Yeah.
Look how many mobile quarterbacks are coming into the league now.
Far too many. I mean, you can be athletic as hell, but you can't just be just like, you can't just be juking and jiving, You gotta throw
Hey,
that
I do
ball.
nothing but job.
Still a lot of ball left, but I think momentum is with Green Bay.
Well, angry black man, I don't know about that momentum. That momentum, the momentum. They got their momentum. What am I doing? The momentum, but the momentum can
Right now,
shift.
Brian, look at you, Purdy.
And this is what I'm afraid of when it comes to people like Brock Purdy. If it comes down to a shootout, can he keep up? That's why I tell people I think the verdict is still out on Purdy. Same thing with that fraud in Dallas, Dak Prescott. If it's a shootout, I do not want Dak Prescott to be the quarterback.
Especially in the playoffs.
Hey, I'm just saying. When have you seen Dak Prescott win a shootout? He doesn't do it. He's a front runner.
In the regular season?
He's a game manager. I wouldn't put him as a game changer.
Yeah, that's why I had zero problem with what Cam said.
He can't just take over a game.
Yeah,
But like I said, if it's all gonna take but let's not forget, yeah, they came to play, the Packers, but if Jordan Love slips up just once, can the Niners take advantage of it and try to regain control of the game and win?
You got some people who can slip up
and
then come back and shoot the lights out.
Is Jordan Love that guy?
We don't know.
Right.
Exactly. We're gonna find out.
But I tell you what, the last quarterback I've seen come back from at least a 14-point deficit in the fourth quarter was Deshaun Watson. And matter of fact, he did it twice in the same game against the Ravens. You remember that game, Charles E?
Yep. And then where's Deshaun Watson now?
He got hurt that game. Yeah, he got hurt that game, but shit, he got a W.
That's the best. That game is the best damn game I've ever seen Deshaun Watson play.
And it's crazy because when we play Deshaun Watson, it's like he might get lucky. I think sometimes those games they could easily just keep the foot on the gas with the Browns, but the Browns wouldn't have really went that far with Deshaun any damn way. Where they went is where they went.
Well, we definitely need another wide receiver and Nick Chubb for sure. And a healthy offensive line. Good Lord.
The offensive line look like Striners and shit.
Wait a minute, isn't Brandon Ayuk playing?
Huh?
Brandon Ayuk? Yeah, is he playing? Or is he You got to get him. You can't just rely on Kittles. They probably got him shut down or something like that,
That's the
Who's
same
he matched
shit
up
they used
against?
to say. That's the same shit they used to say to fuck a Lamar. But nobody will ever tell you if he can't pass at the fucking Manders, he ain't good.
No, my question is, why is he so quiet so far in this game? I was like,
because they've
who's
been in his
who's he matched
ass.
up against?
It's called the evil enemy.
Who's so quiet?
Ayuk, Brandon Ayuk.
Damn.
I like how all the Bengals fans and Steelers fans and Browns fans are awfully quiet on Twitter today. I'm
Yeah, I
trying to
noticed.
I'm trying to troll and I just don't see anybody.
I noticed, right?
Yeah.
Who you trying to troll?
AFC North teams.
No.
Yeah, so far I'm just looking at the stats right now. So far in the
Because
game, Ayuk has only
because
gotten.
it's hard to find them trolling because they're all wearing purple right now.
I mean, look at this. I'm like,
out.
yeah. I'm just looking at the stats right now. You know, Chris McCaffrey's has caught 4 receptions of 25 yards thus far. George Kittle for 73 and 1 touchdown. Juwan Jennings 3 for 33, 3 receptions for 33 yards. Debo caught 2 for 24 yards. Ayuk's only got 1 for 10. Ray McLeod only 1 for 7 yards. What's going on here?
Well, you know, it's that Niners offense.
Yeah, run the ball, but you gotta.
There's the turnover. There's the turnover. 50, 45. Dude, stop running left and this fool. He running east and west. He's supposed to run north and south.
Everybody's trying to be fancy and shit.
Yeah. You're a linebacker, not Deion Sanders. Just cut it upfield until you get knocked down. Oh, you just now see? Sorry, just now seeing it.
He would have made more yards just running down. This motherfucker thought he was Barry Sanders or some shit. 260 pounds. Come on now.
I told you, you know, all it takes is like, you know, one mistake.
What the Niners can do with it? If they don't do nothing with it, it's over. Or possibly. They see me rolling.
Now you got to ask yourself that question. Jordan Love, you threw an interception now in such a game. What you gonna do now when you get next drive?
You're gonna have to shake it off. You're gonna have to have a quick memory, a short memory.
Shake it like a dog on him. Shake it like a dog on. Sorry, no, I shouldn't do that.
Oh, Cincinnati.
I'm just thinking somebody, you know, you need to have like because of that pass, you know, you need to have like Bill Duke just sit next to him and go like, you know, you done fucked up, right? You done fucked up. You fucked up, man.
You gotta say it right. You see, you fucked up, right?
You know that. You fucked up. You know that, right? Man, I remember when he did an interview on DJ Vlad, and he explained the story behind that infamous line.
What did he say?
Bill Duke told the story like when how you know growing up in Poughkeepsie, New York, and his father, you know, the older Bill Duke Sr. was a stand-up dude, wasn't messing around. And one time when he was a kid, he was like he was riding, he and his sister, they're riding their bicycles, not on the sidewalk, but on the street, right? One of their neighbors caught them and told them, come on inside. She told him, come on inside. She called their father's work and let him know, Bill, they were riding their bicycles on the street and not on the sidewalk. He said, keep them there. I'll be there in an hour. So he comes over from work to the neighbor's house where the kids are sitting. So he looks at Bill and Bill's sister and said, you want to tell me what happened? And then they try to talk their way out of it. And they're like 6, 7 years old. So Bill Sr. looks at him and said, are you done? I said, yeah. Now understand, I'm not as dumb as you look, young man. Now here's what I need you to do. I need you to go outside and go get me a switch. Go get me a branch. That's the story of how that infamous scene, you don't fucked up, right? Because his father looked at him and said, I'm not as dumb as you look right now.
Sorry, that wasn't for you. It was for your boy Brandon Ayuk, who
You know
dropped
who,
a pass to hit him right in the chest.
you know who his two brothers are?
Yeah. Who?
What's his name from Above the Rim in The Wire? What's his name? God damn it! How can I not remember his name? Homeboy from The Wire that played Avon Barksdale. What the fuck? How can I not remember his name?
Oh, he just made up for it. First down.
Oh, let me Google this shit.
Yeah, go ahead. Excuse me.
Whoa.
Breaking news. Fucking up.
Yep.
No, you
What the
didn't.
hell's going on? What was that?
It's called a fuck up.
Oh my God.
Wood Harris.
Weird ass shit. I don't know. Something wrong with your sound. Or maybe it's just me.
Wood Harris. Wood Harris, and then the other dude from Diary of a Mad Black Woman. They Bill Duke's little brothers.
Okay.
Hey, I'm gonna leave y'all in a bit. I'm gonna check y'all later. I gotta head over to AB's right now because AB's starting his hangout. Charles, thanks for having me, man. You have a good weekend. All right. Much love, babe.
See you later. This is crazy. I need to eat my damn Chipotle. Did he catch it? He caught it. No, he didn't catch it. He dropped it.
I'm gonna hit you guys later. Peace.
All right, man. Let me go eat.